And
Reap 'em and weep.
All right, guys, how we doing today? Everybody feel good? Talk to the people on YouTube. Hey, YouTube. Hey, Twitch.
Hey, YouTube.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Facebook Live. No, that's probably not.
No. Technically, it could be, but no, I don't use Facebook for anything. So I haven't used Facebook since like 2010 or something like that. Like I literally only have the account for like family members that really needed to contact me. That's like the only reason why I have it.
Exactly.
That's conviction. No, you know what that is? That's like at least a 18 or 19 constitution.
Yeah, I don't know. Does anybody remember anything that happened last time? Huh? Somebody want to earn a D4?
Notes time.
I got resurrected.
Big.
Yeah.
Big story point for Kestis, huh? Not being dead no more?
Yeah, I would say that that's pretty top of the list.
And not only
Definitely.
me, but Ohm even said, so because this is considered a brother in the Montague family.
Yeah,
Right in the feels.
We got paid. We went on a little shopping spree.
Got paid.
Yeah.
Made it off big, huh?
Yeah.
And then Claire immediately spent it on 2 diamonds in case one of you died.
Which is fair.
Very likely knowing Yellow, but you know.
What is that? I don't. What is that?
We know you're trying to kill us.
Never. I said it is a secret dream
Why?
of mine to get a TPK, but I'm never.
See, you got it. Like when Yellow, every time Yellow says, "Look, guys, I am not trying to kill you." In parentheses, it says, "I am not trying to kill you."
Right.
Still.
Yeah, there's a big old fucking asterisk. See terms
Yeah.
and conditions below of not.
That's funny. Where it depends on where you put that emphasis, right? In that sentence. Anybody remember anything else? Talk to me.
Zaltic, he had some alone time having to get back from being left. You know, using that opportunity to do some. He tried doing a little bit of thieving. Met up with what's that guy's name?
Hogu.
Alright,
He was
yeah.
gonna bank. Wasn't he gonna bank some guy's wife or something? I thought he was supposed to bank.
I thought he was on his way to do that right now.
Yeah, I found it too. About meeting up behind the library at 6 p.m. So Zaltic was kind of curious about that.
He's got it written down his pen in his notebook.
Regarding the 6 p.m. meet behind the library notes, I intended to start this session at the top of the next day after you guys spent the rest of the day kind of chilling and hanging out and taking a long rest. And the rest of the day chilling and hanging out, some of that I imagine could be spent going to check out a library. Is that something that you would want to do?
Well, I know Zaltic would want to. I would want to. But only if you want to, I guess. It's just sort of thing. Or, I don't know.
If I didn't want to, I wouldn't have offered it to you.
Sure. We'll see what happens with it. All right. Zaltic's definitely gonna go. We'll see what comes of this.
Anything else anybody remembers from last session? A lot happened.
Friday made us another deal that Claire immediately did not want to do.
Yeah. What was it? Friday was like,
I wrote
hey, I got
down
another job?
Moonstone Dragon. He wants us to get a Moonstone Dragon, and Claire was like, that sounds suspicious.
Yeah, he wanted you to let him know if you all come
Yeah.
across a moonstone dragon. He does have a
Yeah.
job.
There was another job we got too about going to some other like was a side like planet? Is that where it was? It was another planet, right? Or moon or something? You go to the for like a murder investigation, find some serial killer or
Right.
something.
Hogun kind of got word that there was a it offered it to Zaltik specifically that there was somebody going around killing people. Nobody really cares because it's on Lanav, which is a moon that also circles the massive planet that the Dwarven Citadel circles.
Right. Okay.
And there was like some specific, Zaltik, Raven Shadow related business with that. I think that's about all that came up during your brief conversation with him, trying to catch up to where the rest of the party went.
Right.
Who did I not hear from? Kestis? No. I did already. Lunga? Anything that anything you remember from last session?
I mean, nothing.
Everything?
Specifically. Nothing specifically. I mean, he has his own
Right.
things going on. But he has really.
He started pulling all of the supplies out while counting money at the table at the bars.
Yeah. He was
Technically, you're
researching-
right. He didn't mention it.
Yeah, he was. He was researching the homunculus that he wants to create. Some shenanigans happening of the Discord.
Oh yes.
Y'all not ready to see a gift with your shirt on.
Oh god. Oh boy.
That was in the adventure logs there.
I've been really trying, baby.
Beautiful stuff. Kind of covered it. Fade and Vicende escorted you all out of the lair of the lingering will of a long dead mage and paid you all. Hogun did express some suspicion about Fade's involvement and interest and intention regarding that lair, that kind of subterranean lair deep in the old mines of the Dwarven Citadel. I guess he expressed that to Zaltik specifically. He kind of exhibited some suspicions around Fade. When Fade first mentioned that job that he had, he was like, "Don't worry about it, guys. We already got a job. They're too busy to handle. It's kind of like a block." but Fade was able to get the offer out anyway, or at least tease it. Hogun also offered to get some supplies, right, for the ship, and he said, "Hey, we'll talk more about that when we get onto the ship. That could be another thing that kind of happens at the top of the session while we figure out the nature of this library visit." Yeah, that tin is good. That bag is not. Yeah, Pop-Tart's beautiful. You all successfully revived Kestis, performing this just beautiful ritual. Absolutely loved every bit of it. And heart-wrenching too, as those dice rolls had a particular story that they wanted to tell. A stressful one. An anxiety-ridden one. Kestis also teased a detailed telling of his backstory, I think, multiple times. But hasn't gotten to that yet. Of course, there was the job from Saphira that she said. As you know, Saphira to be the beautiful dragonborn woman who appears to be the leader of the Talons of Justice. Kind of gold dragonborn knight, if you will. kind of needs somebody who is not connected to any of the organizations that might have political influence, to retrieve a dragon egg from some zealots before all of the other eggs hatch, and the dragon mother then takes them to destroy civilization as they know it on that moon. But you haven't gotten all of the details of that. Saphira said that she would be kind of filling you in after Kestis got some rest, because he's got a bunch of points of exhaustion, a bunch of levels of exhaustion, because he was dead.
We'll get you every time.
But he's back.
Ing trusts Bezending less than Arian. It's just
Sure.
does not trust Bezending.
Very interesting. Would you like to expound on that? Or you can wait for RP if you want to do it. If you'd rather do it then.
I
would love for you guys to spend the first hour talking to each other, as that doesn't seem to have really happened yet. So, I think so. Before we do that, I think that's everything. I don't think. Is there anything else that anybody remembers that they want to bring up as things that happened last time, or things that have been happening up to this point in the campaign?
I think Kestis is feeling a little bit of that new lease on life thing. But that's... Yeah, I think he covered it all pretty well.
Oh, what's the name of this dwarven citadel again, by the way?
It's just that. It seems to be called the Dwarven Citadel. That's the only way anybody has referred to it as.
Ing has some new tools. He's got his cartography tools. So he's going to
That's right.
his memory and his keen mind.
That's it. It's been beautiful, and I imagine the Wildspace system at large, coming from the third planet, streaking out past a bunch of other shit. Yeah, very interesting. I don't know if you guys see the map in the Discord there in the world building section, but it kind of updates. Open that up in your browser and get a closer look at that stuff. I think it's very pretty. So, yeah, if that's it, then we at the top of the session, we can do the kind of night before thing before the official long rest, even though I think everybody has already taken it. Doesn't really matter that much. Don't expect anything to happen. We can do the night before, that kind of like closing kind of nightcap before that long rest. If you guys want to RP, you've just gotten back to the ship. You're kind of hanging out in one of the parking spots, the docking stations that Hogun seems to own. He's kind of made reference to it. He said, they're in my third spot, speaking to Levere, the jeweler, about having some things delivered to you guys in the morning. You guys all kind of just arrived. You sat down for a little while. I believe Kestis and Ing had a little talk, but yeah, I guess I give it all to you. It's a couple of hours before 6 p.m. So I'll take. You would know that, and you all are kind of hanging out on the ship, just after reviving Kestis, having some conversations, and I think maybe getting ready to finally take a much-needed rest for the day. So, what do you want to do?
Ing actually just kind of, they just see him here, like walking on the ship, just kind of smiling and nodding as he goes right to his quarters. Walks in there. If anyone is listening, after he walks in his room,
Fat. What?
No. Just one loud thump.
Okay. Sure. Anybody else?
Nah, Kestis is fucking sleeping.
They found a hammock and fucking posted up immediately.
Yeah.
I
Probably
guess
asleep before he actually lay down in
the head is on the down on the face.
100% hat is over the face.
Piece of straw. A piece of space
Yeah.
straw.
Sorry,
The only reason you can tell he's awake is because the piece of straw that's sticking out from underneath his hat is just wiggling a little bit with his breath.
Hilarious. Beautiful. So that happens. Claire?
Claire's gonna follow Kestis but not say anything, just sit, writing in her journal.
Sure.
Looking up on him occasionally.
I'm just kind of in the area, body doubling there with Kestis, just helicopter mobbing. What?
We don't know her motivations.
Beautiful. Let's see. Celtic.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be pacing around the ship. You know, if anybody looks over at me, they can just kind of tell that I'm just waiting on something. Maybe a little impatiently. Right. Exactly. And so I'm just pacing around the ship, and then I, leave when the time's right to give myself a little bit of time to get there.
You have no idea where to go. With that, you can
What
kind
did
of
I get
hear
general
this.
As far as where the library
Did you?
was? How'd I ask for that? Like a general direction?
Yeah, you asked if somebody knew where the library was, and you asked Hogle general direction. He kind of pointed into the stone wall. He was like, "What do you mean that way? Like that's not gonna help you. I can take. I can show you where it is if you want."
Yeah, I think Hoagland said something like, "I'll
Yeah.
take you." Yeah, I'll take you over there. Don't worry about it. I think that's what I have. If I remember correctly.
Okay. Well, then in that case, I'd want to try to leave a little earlier to try to, let me try to find the library then.
On your own, you mean? No, you don't mean that.
I'm trying to. Oh man, I suppose I wouldn't know where to.
Have no idea where to start.
No idea where to start. Well, I'd ask some people around here and there.
Okay. Sure. So you're kind of pacing the ship, and you see Hoagland's kind of hanging out with you guys, and you can hear this kind of dull thrum of end of day activity where people are outside walking the docks. Some ships are returning. You can hear people getting ready to leave work, people leaving work, kind of going home, talking about the things that they may get up to before bedding down. Or you have the people who kind of do the nightlife thing, talking about whatever things that they might be getting up to. Day-night cycles work a little differently because you're on a moon, but typically they basically base it all off of the massive blue planet that you've heard referred to as DMed. If it is, mostly daytime on this side of the planet that they're on, then it's daytime. If it's nighttime on the side of the planet that's on, whatever. So, Zaltek's kind of pacing around the ship. Ing has holed himself up in his room. We'll say Ohm is looking for something to drink. There's nothing to drink on this ship. And with that, Hoagland will say, right, so about the supplies. Does anybody, is there anything that we need specifically? Obviously, go and get some food for you, waters. Of course, sounds like you want some alcohol. Call, kind of shouting throughout the ship, walking back and forth, passes by Zaltek and says, "You're real excited about that meeting, huh? I told you I could show you. You want to try and do it on your own? That's cool too."
Well, maybe if you could just give me some sort of direction to go to, or if you think it'd be better if you could just take me to it, so I know exactly where
It'd definitely be better if I take you, because you'll get lost. But I can also kind of just say the library is basically where the annex, meets the promenade. It's kind of like an upscale, fancy place, but it's generally available for everybody. It's not exactly public, but
maybe it'd be
He
nice.
sticks his head out the door and he goes, "Coffee! Bring coffee! If if you're getting
Gotcha.
supplies. And he closes the door.
Absolutely. So you stick your head back out and throw some money. Need money. Supplies cost it.
He opens the door again, and you hear ching, ting, ting, ting. And then he closes the door again.
It's perfect. Beautiful. How much money do you throw out?
I have no idea how much, so I would say you just throw out 2 gold pieces.
Sure.
That should be more than enough to buy lots of coffee.
Go tinging across the ship. The ship. Yep. Got your coffee coming. Beautiful. So, that happens. He says, I'll get food. I'll get waters. We'll get some alcohol if everybody wants to kind of cough up something. Probably to cover everything, 50 gold pieces for the basics. If we want to get, some stuff to last for days and days, weeks and weeks kind of situation. If you guys plan on going on any long journeys, and then maybe 150, 200 gold pieces total can take care of the bare necessities. If you want anything fancy, then we're gonna have to start talking some big numbers. I do suggest that we get some weapons on this vessel. The thing about that is it will take a long time. You gotta find a spot at the shipyard and for people to see if there's a spot available, kind of an open slot. There's always so much busy work going on here at the Dwarven Citadel that sometimes it's hard to get a spot. Also, they are gonna break your arm and your leg in the labor costs. So, but I can probably get a couple of ballistas at least to start with. One for the front, one for the back, for about 300 platinum pieces.
Ing does shuffle out as hearing all this stuff, and he seems very annoyed because apparently this is more in depth than just buying some coffee. So now he comes out. By the way, he's wearing no shirt at this point. He did put on his artificer apron. There's no shirt underneath, so you can kind of see that he has some muscles going on. It wasn't all just flab. There's flabby muscles other than the belly, which is just kind of and regularity for a gift. And when he comes out, he has his little glasses on. He's got a scrap of paper. He's walking over. As far as installing the beast, I believe I have the acumen for installing.
Oh yeah, you said that you were like an airship engineer, right?
Yeah, well, I'm an artisan artificer, I'm an engineer, yes, and I do work in the airship now, so I'm familiar with the ship, so yes.
Yeah, as far as I know,
it's
it's mostly the same, What? Bosun? All right, calm down. You're getting a little ahead of yourself here. Relax, man. You're just choosing officer roles for yourself. You don't even have a captain. Captains typically they grant officer roles. Anyway, but as far as I know, the airships are generally the same as Spelljammers. It's just a Spelljamming helm that kind of like gives it that extra Spelljamming boost. So you may be able to save on the labor costs. If you intend to do it yourself, though, it's going to take a long time. So I don't know if that's what you want to do. Sure, we can have the parts delivered, and you can take care of it over however long it might take to do it. I'm not going to hold it, and it'll definitely save you on the money.
These expensive skilled laborers would get it done so much quicker than I
Well, there would be more of them. So yes.
Is there? I would assume there's lots of people looking for work.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You want to typically here, especially here in the Dwarven Citadel, that you all could probably hire a crew, and it might be best for you all to hire a crew, especially for a vessel of this size that you all kind of lucked into, and It looks like it can use a little work, but I think she has good, strong bones. She has strong bones, you know. But I think she can definitely use a little work. The thing about hiring a crew at the Dwarven Citadel, though, is this isn't just like some cowpoke town. We're not a backwater village here. You got to have a reputation if you want to have anybody of any kind of like reputable acumen join your crew. Which, judging by the work you all did today, you may be on your way to getting a reputation. I could certainly put some feelers out, right? You can conduct some interviews if you'd like, find some crew members.
Yes. I planned on later tomorrow to perhaps walk. A lot of times, the most skilled people are not always the employed ones. There's people screaming for work that no one pays attention to. Oh, by the way, so he's scribbling on a piece of paper too. And he hands it to you. He's like, since you're doing it, and he also hands you, instead of the two gold pieces, he hands you the 2 black pieces as well. He's like, since we're getting coffee, lots of coffee. Okay, I would appreciate some high quality Arabica beans, a grinder.
Okay.
And here's a very specific model. He gives you like this very complicated drawing and model name of this like espresso type machine. Like just kind of hands it all to you.
Right, sure. Did you design this yourself? I have no idea what this is.
If you read anyone that knows coffee, if there's a coca aficionado shop in this place, I'm quite sure.
Sure, I don't drink this stuff. I'm more of a tea man myself, but we do have some pretty famous baristas around the way. I guess maybe they can help figure out whatever this is. I'll keep it in mind.
You may enjoy your dirty water tea. That's fine. But
It's infused water. Thank you very much.
but yes, you were saying. How much did you say just to buy the ballista?
Yeah, 300 platinum pieces to get 2 ballista that will be fit for a ship this size. Yeah, that'll be, and that's probably getting a deal on it. Indeed, it is. They are intended to work across the massive space that can be between 2 spelljammers in space.
I would say this. So he hands you another 50. And he looks at his brother, and yes, I'm volunteering. Sorry. But he looks at his brother,
Sure.
and he's like, so Ohm and I will put in 50 platinum each. That's 100 platinum. So that's the third of the ballista cost. If anyone else wants to check it.
I'm more of a team person, so maybe we could get some.
No, we're talking about weapons for the ship, babe. We're not talking about
weapons.
Right. Unless you expect to like throw your daggers across miles and miles of space between 2 ships, probably not the best way to go about it.
Well, yeah.
Barista.
That seems like what Ink was wanting there. But anyway, yeah. Well, how much did you think the total cost would roughly be? You said what, 300 platinum?
Yeah, with the 100 for these 2, probably another 200 for the rest of you. I don't know how you guys want to kind of divvy that up, but that'll get it done. Or maybe we can just get 1 ballista for now and put it on the front of the ship and hope nobody tries to kill you.
I see no problem with everybody splitting up the rest of the costs evenly.
Kestis is fully asleep, just to be fair.
There are 5 of you, so I guess 60 platinum pieces each probably get the job done. I don't know how much money you guys got from us, and they looked like a hefty sum as your boy here was counting it for quite some time while you were being revived. Points to nose points to kisses.
I'll take it at 60.
Perfect.
Well, if we're doing 60.
Perfect. Beautiful. Alright, perfect.
yeah.
And I would,
bring us-
excuse me, I would like a receipt, please.
Yeah, sure. I'll get right on that. A receipt. Yep. Sure, absolutely. Yeah. Proof of purchase. It's important. It's important.
Proof that all the money went to the ballista is what I'm more concerned about.
Oh, you think I'm gonna swindle you? After you saved my life, then right, like I guide you out of there, essentially saving yours. You think I'm gonna swindle you? Sure. I give you this parking spot here, free of charge. I could be charging you 3 arms and 2 legs if I wanted to, but no, yeah, maybe I'll swindle you.
Have you ever heard of the phrase trust but verify?
I have not actually. No, we typically don't trust in the Raven Shadow, so.
I nod my head, you know, kind of like a little bit of agreement at the side.
So everybody coughs up some platinum for these weapons.
Yep. He's handed you so far. Ing has given you 62 and 2 gold. 62 platinum and 2 gold for the ballista and the coffee machine. And we'll give you another 60 as well. And Claire said she had 60.
Kestis, I think, is the only one who has.
He's asleep, so.
This is the morning this is happening?
No, this is the night before.
Yeah, no, Kestis is fast fucking asleep.
Beautiful.
He went into the
so-
hammock and he will not be available until morning.
Hogun will say, looks like your buddy kind of needs his rest. I guess we'll throw this in a pot, keep it here in full view of everybody so you know, and then I'll take care of it first thing in the morning. Does that sound good?
The coffee machine. That's like before the
Well, all right,
preferably.
sure, whatever you say. I'll snatch the 2 platinum pieces. I'll see what I can do, and then I'll be back here in the morning to see you guys, and we'll figure out everything else. And after a couple of hours or whatever, things going on, he says, come on, I'm going home anyway. Gotta stop by the Raven Shadow. I'll take you over to the library.
Nice. Alrighty. Let's go.
So is there any RP things, any conversations that want to be had on the ship while Hogun and Zaltik kind of leave for a while?
I don't think so, no. Not for me.
Claire will just keep looking up at Festus. Every now and then.
Very specific.
Clearly looks like she wants to talk, but she's like,
Okay. Good stuff then. So, with that, Zaltik and Hogun kind of make their way through, back off the ship, through the docks, back through the tunnels that kind of take you into the Dwarven Citadel. And instead of taking that kind of where the tunnel starts to split, where one kind of goes down into the anvil and the other goes up toward the annex that you traveled to before, leading up through to the promenade, he takes that one going up through the annex, and he says, I don't know why he's so interested in this weird thing about this letter, about this people having this affair, whatever that's happening. So I guess. Oh no, you haven't told anybody what the reason is that you want to go to the library, right? Yes, he says, I'm not sure what you're so interested in the library for, but 6 p.m. Isn't really a very exciting, bustling time. What you got going on?
Oh, I just have my own suspicions about something going on around that time that I just know library is involved.
You know that doesn't make any sense, right? Like, I came here with you. I know that you didn't even know that this place existed prior to arriving here, and now you're telling me that, like, whatever. You know what? You play things close to the chest. It's a good habit to have, especially in our line of work. But before we go to the library, we got a little time. Do you mind coming with me to go talk to King Claudia, just to kind of debrief a little bit? I didn't get a chance to check in with her yet.
As long as we get there in time.
Sure. And so he's like, we'll just go over here. Library's right down that road. You know, take a couple lefts. If you want to go by yourself, you can. I'm just gonna pop in here real quick. Or would you like to join me? I suggest that you join me, especially because we might have some work for you.
Sounds good. I'll follow you in.
Beautiful stuff. You kind of follow him into. You see those same kind of like large red doors that you saw before, with King. Where you met King Claudia and Saphira the first time, and you got the job. And you see this time, instead of like doing the listening thing and the knocking thing, he kind of just pauses for a moment outside of the door and then opens and walks in. And he brings you with him, and you see that Claudia is kind of sitting at the desk. She says, "Oh, Holgoons, good to see you. I'm glad to see that your friend here is still alive. Did you talk to him about the thing?" And Holgoon says, "Well, yeah, I kind of briefly mentioned it to him. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he has his own thing. He has something with a library tonight that he thinks is really important. So that's what I just kind of came in here to stop by real quick while we're on our way over there to check out whatever that is." And she says, "Thing by the library? Huh? I don't know what that could be. Anyway, I have new news. First, Hogun, tell me everything that you've learned." And then he kind of like starts talking about the like conversations that you all were having with Basendi and Fade. And she seems very interested in the Fade part of it. Fade taking an interest in it. It's just interesting, I guess. We'll see what that turns out to be, but we'll keep an eye on that. And he says, good. So, it looks like, our boy here, the friend of mine here, Zaltek, might be interested in, becoming an official member of the Raven Shadow. I think, didn't you say you were kind of like a part of one of the less civilized factions of the organization, the kind of training group that was down there on the planet that you're from, Satel?
Yeah. There's I was involved in similar dealings. I believe it was under the same name.
And you see Claudia kind of like lean back in her chair, and she says, "Yep, that's actually pretty commonplace. We kind of make sure that those less spelljamming." I got clicky clacks on keyboards. Whoever that is, do me a favor, mute up. Thank you very much. She says, "Yeah, what we do is we kind of set up these like for the planets that haven't been brought into or discovered spelljamming yet. We kind of set up little factions things so that they'll have something to connect with when they finally do, and also to farm for talent." And Hogun kind of says, Yep. Actually, the guy who hired you all for the mission, not technically a member, but a good friend. And she says, yes, the armored knight, Mr. Jargon. I'm certainly glad that worked out well for him. For you, Hogun, of course. Yeah, me too, actually. I feel real fucking good about it. The fact that these guys saved my life, because it was looking real bad for a second there. And then she says, all right, well, down to brass tacks. There are concerns. The conversation that Saphira was having with your party, she kind of like addresses you directly, so the other day about retrieving this bronze dragonborn egg, the zealots who would have stolen it, their leader may have some useful information for us, and we desperately need to acquire it. The means of acquiring that information are unique, require a certain innate ability. I believe your people have innate psionic abilities.
Correct. That is how I talk to you.
Kind of inner mind and shit.
Yeah.
And I hear from Hogun that you are a practiced assassin.
That is correct. Given the pay is right.
And your weapon of choice. He said that you threw daggers that disappeared.
That is true. But when needed, I could also use, real short swords. And I kind of bring one out, or, gesture to one that I have hidden away.
She says, interesting. She kind of sits back. She says, good. So, are you interested in becoming a member, an official member of the Raven Shadow?
Well, how much more is this compared to what I'm used to back on my home world?
More what, exactly?
Well, you said that it's kind of like a training grounds of sorts, and from where I'm from. So what more? How much more involved is it here? Or
Well, I mean, essentially it's as involved as you would like it to be. Every once in a while we do call on and require certain missions be handled, but for the most part, these job postings, we have a extensive network that spans over countless Wildspace systems of different people looking for different jobs, and then of course we have our own objectives that we need to accomplish. And maybe you'll learn more about that if you do come to the fold. But as a... I'm choking on something. I have no idea what it is.
You're all good.
All right. So, in effect, to make your bones, right, to become a member of our organization, you kind of have to prove yourself. And I think you have a particular skill set that will make you a valuable asset, especially considering your affinity with psychic leads. She kind of leans back, opens a drawer, pulls out what looks like it's like a strange little device. You see like a long kind of chain attached to it. And she says, this collects memories. It's attuned to collect a very specific type of memory pertaining to very specific things. She kind of slides it across the table. She says, while you have it on your person, and you're able to attack someone with your psychic daggers, you will be able to extract those memories from them, if they have them, if they contain the pertinent information. We believe that the leader of the zealots who stole the bronze dragon egg, his family is quite well connected. His family are, of course, the political leadership on the moon of Thaer Artis. And they may have some connections to I item that we need to acquire.
I see. So, once I do this, would I just come right back here?
If you are able to attack this individual, preferably in the sequence of his death, then you will likely extract any of the pertinent information. And yes, you come back here, and we review whatever the amulet has connected, and whether he has the information or not, you have succeeded, and will then officially become a kind of rookie member of our organization.
Well, seems like a good starting place. Definitely something that I would like to be involved in. I had good experiences with the one back from where I'm from. Never, yeah.
Yes, you do seem quite accomplished. Alright, she kind of stretches. That's enough of that serious talk. So, you going to the library? What is this, reading? Well, for what? What are you trying to, what is this? What are you doing?
Well, there's this note here that I found about some sort of deal going on behind the library.
Okay, sure. I don't know, I guess if it seems interesting, seems like something I should know about, tell me. In the meantime, I have way too many things to worry about. So, Hogun, you going to take him to the library, or what do you got going on? Hogan kind of says, I was thinking, I guess I was kind of curious, really. I said, go, you don't have to stay here. Go, thanks. And he kind of like starts to walk you out.
I do grab
as you.
I do grab like kind of the
grab it,
amulet.
beautiful.
So, as I'm leaving.
And as you like turning and Hogan's kind of shuffling you out, she says, I look forward to working with you. Good luck.
I shall see you again.
And you guys make it back out to the promenade and to the annex, and Hogan kind of walks you toward this library, and you can see a bunch of people kind of hanging out, walking around, and the library is again kind of perched at the end of the annex where it connects with the promenade, the kind of upper class. You see all the fancy, the smarts, all of the kind of annoying people walking around talking about various nonsensical things like the different kind of fruit that they have had imported from the various planets. Like you hear something about a special fungus that absorbs heat. They're going to use it to help temperature control their home and things like that. They got it from a planet called Fungera. You have no idea what that means. And Hogan kind of like shuffles you.
Prada store.
Right, all of the things, just all of the fancy bullshit. And Hogan kind of shuffles you toward the library, and he says, all right, so it seems like this is like a kind of espionage situation. So that's the library there. It looks like we got about, he kind of looks up at the sky, and you can see on this building that there's this massive like kind of clock, and he says, we got about 25 minutes till 6. So what do you want to do? We kind of want to post up, hang out, see if you can see anything. What's the specifics here? The note says we meet behind the library at 6.
That is correct. I suppose we can spend a few minutes looking around here before going behind there.
So is that what you want to do? You kind of want to scope the spot out, case the joint, and then
Yes.
go sneak in the back and see what you can see.
Exactly.
All right, give me a perception check.
Perception check. Right.
And while this is happening, what's happening back on the ship? Kestis is sleeping. Claire is watching Kestis sleep. That's creepy. And Ing is holed up in his room doing what? And Ing is holed up in his room doing what?
He said Olger. I didn't know he said Ing. I swear he said Olger. Ing. Yeah, no, Ing. So he got his made his tools, uses a cartographer set, and at this point he is also doing his player scan. So at this point, whatever, all we'll be hearing, we're still at the
Yeah, still 19. Yep.
yeah. So all you hear at this point is just some ting 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 ting. The armor was in good condition. However, there's always some kind of dings and dents.
Upkeep.
So he's being real meticulous with it, little tink 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 here and there, with his new smithing tools and taking out the dents. And shortly after all the tinking's done, you hear, and he's got his kind of his polish. Polish. It's got to be shiny. It's got to be shiny. Also,
course.
there had to be some modifications to it. Obviously. So 50% armor. But once
Sure.
he imbues it with his infusion, it makes it arcane armor. The plates will chink, 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 it's still in his backpack.
Beautiful. And for the sake of continuity, we'll say that it's shortly after Hogun and Zaltek left, a kind of a cloaked figure showed up and dropped off the plate for you. And you see this cloaked figure showed up, and he's kind of bringing it out here. You've heard reference to this individual. You saw him before as the boy. Who was kind of hanging out in Levia's shop, and he drops off the plate mail and says, "It has been a pleasure serving," and he kind of just shuffles away.
Oh, yes, this is what I... Well, no, he grabs it. He tries to grab it by the collar.
Oh shit! Yeah. So I'm gonna need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Because he's like, hold on. So he tries to
Yeah, you try to
grab
stop
that.
him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good. So as you reach out and grab, kind of startling, and obviously not meaning to, you just feel the Steven Seagal like kind of Aikido lockdown of your limb. You are suddenly this massive gift, kind of locked down by this smaller individual, not a child, but a smaller individual, referred to as the boy. Then he kind of like releases you immediately. And says, "Oh, forgive me, sorry, you startled me a bit."
Good show. I haven't seen it flip like that in a long time. I really
See the hood kind of drop low, and you can barely see his eyes underneath, and he says, "Oh, yes, no, Olivia compensates incredibly well. However, I am not opposed to taking money from you. Receiving the gift that you're offering. Sure, yes, gratuity. Thank you very much." Tucks it away quickly. And again, sorry about the wrist. It shouldn't hurt for too long. Just a little bit startling again. I apologize. Just don't tell Avir about it, please. He hasn't sent me to hurt anybody, and I don't want to do anything that he doesn't tell me to do.
Okay. I'm gonna. Perception check. I'm trying to figure out like what.
You want?
I'm trying to figure out if what. Well, I guess what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to figure out if
The nature of their relationship.
if he's doing what he's doing is willingly and that's
Sure.
that's not kind of
Beautiful.
indenture servitude or slavery.
Make a insight check. Big 13. So the boy is kind of difficult to read, very much so. But it seems like both with the martial arts prowess that he has displayed, and the kind of like one-on-one situation that's happening here. He seems to kind of open up a little bit. Seems just like a very shy, kind of introverted individual who is incredibly skilled, and has found a place for those two things to like happen that is comfortable for him. You imagine, just with the skills that he's displayed, if he wanted to like get away, he probably could, unless there's some crazy some crazy thing that you don't quite understand preventing that from happening. Nothing at this moment screams that it's a non-consensual situation, but it's still very difficult to read.
Gotcha. He's like, oh no, I won't tell you. Just want to make sure you're happy.
Oh, very much so. Yeah, no, I can mostly. He gave me he kind of holds his hand up, has like this ring on it, lets me be invisible whenever I want. Fucking love that. And he's like, so it's just kind of, I just don't want to do anything that might mess up a relationship between him and a potential. I've been here for too long. It's been a pleasure. And he kind of like walks away.
I like that.
Beautiful. Claire, anything that you're doing aside from just watching Kestis?
She's doing packets of marigolds. Sitting there.
Say it again. I couldn't quite hear you.
She's brewed crafting just some marigolds, just practicing.
Okay, beautiful. The flowers kind of just cropping up out of the wood of the ship. Beautiful stuff. Back at the library, so I'll take 10 perception. It's just a thrum of people kind of walking back and forth. You are noticing very few of them are going into the library. Even fewer still are traveling like behind it. There is like this little kind of alley between what looks like a library and maybe like an ice cream shop or something. I don't know. And it's kind of very few people are traveling down beneath that alley. You do not see the individual whom you took the note from. That doesn't happen. And you don't notice anybody else that seems to like stick out particularly. What do you want to do? So I'll take, if you're talking, you
Yeah, I realize that. Anyway, so I speak over to Holger, or Holgoon, secretly. Wait, yeah, I speak over to him secretly.
Whatever his name is.
Whatever the fuck it is. Anyway, I speak into his mind. So it's about time. I don't see the person I stole the note from. However, it's kind of hard to keep track with all these people, well, more than I'm used to. Anyway, maybe we can start heading on down there, maybe see if there's somewhere we can sort of tuck ourselves up and keep an eye behind there.
And he'll kind of respond to you and say, well, this seems like a sneaky situation. If both of us try to sneak down there, there's a higher chance that we'll fail. Maybe you go down there yourself and I'll keep a watch out here. How does this thing work? If I can't see you, can I talk to you? Kind of points between his head and your head.
I was trying to think, because I know there's like that special thing that's been for it. I don't remember if that is upset with that. Because I have like these psionic points, like the psionic ability.
You have something specifically that says that you can talk to people across.
Right, within 120 feet.
It's separate from your racial trait, but it is a thing that you can do.
Right, that's what I was talking about. Right.
It's definitely miles. In fact, I'm pretty sure you can talk to them for wherever they are within a mile. The road trip. Psychic whispers.
Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking of. I know that's what I was going to attempt to look at here.
And you roll the die to determine how long that connection lasts. You do something I'm thinking Sonic Power Psychic Whispers right here under active abilities. And under features.
Got you. Oh, I see here. Yep. Alright.
For a number of hours, that doesn't matter because it won't be that long. As far as rolling how long I'd be going for. It's, you know, it'd be unchecked immediately right after with that long rest that was already.
Yeah, roll the d6.
This is a D8. At least on. But yes.
No.
Really?
Oh shit. Alright, never mind. A d8. Beautiful.
There it is.
Yeah, probably a d8 because you're level 5.
That is not. Wait. Was it psychic? No, wait.
It's
Hold on.
Psychic Whispers,
Oh.
that's the one.
It just said. Oh, because it says damage, and that's why it threw me off, I guess? I don't know.
Yeah. Good. 5.
That's
So
not
it'll last for
damage.
5 hours, just in case. So. Yeah, so then what? What are you doing?
Alright, so I speak to him. He says, "Yeah, I can keep in touch with you here. I'll let you know anything important that may appear."
Beautiful. And he'll say, I'll keep an eye out, and if anything happens, I'll let you know if somebody's looks suspicious. Give me a stealth check, and you make your way down the alley.
Right.
Do you do anything to make yourself as sneaky as possible?
What? I guess, is there anything sort of like in the alleyway at all? Like, is it sort of empty? Is there?
It's an alleyway. It's fairly clean because this is like the promenade here, and there's
Okay.
appear to be some windows that are kind of like up on both of the buildings that make the walls of this alleyway. But it is dark for the most part, and there are some what looks like fixtures that, if you wanted to, you could probably climb up to get a little high ground. But that would bring you closer to the set of windows that are about to 15, 20 feet up. You don't see anybody in the windows or anything like that, and you can see as you kind of enter the alley, the light coming out from the other end looks like it does, like the space when you get to the other side opens up, and there's probably like a series of behind the buildings kind of situation that there may be other people in, but there doesn't seem to be anything that can obscure you from any onlookers or anything like that.
So I would want to, if there's a place where I could get up higher.
Sure.
On that fixture, sort of I guess a good overall lookout, I guess somewhere midway behind, wherever I can
you'll
see the
climb up
most.
there.
Yeah.
You climb up there and you kind of go out into the alley a little deeper, and you're kind of shrouded in the shadows. You're just below the kind of the windows. If someone were to look out the windows on the opposite side wall, they would see you, but it doesn't appear to be anybody, or they might see you, but because there are light inside and you're in the dark outside, it may be more difficult, and it doesn't appear to be anybody looking through it. So you kind of make your way, and as soon as you get to a point where the alley opens up into the behind the building section part of it, you do see what looks like the gentleman who you stole the note from kind of pacing back and forth. I don't remember the time that they said on the note. Shit. Fuck, I've been here for hours. God damn it. I don't know how I could have lost it. And that appears to be what you see.
Yeah, so I message back, and I say,
I see the target here. He's a little frantic about losing his notes. We may be onto something here.
That's good, because I just noticed what appears to be maybe a half-elf woman who's kind of looking back and forth before she ducked into the alley. You should probably see her by now. And you do notice what looks like a woman kind of wearing a long coat and a hood, kind of walking into the alley, passing by underneath you. With your 12 stealth check, you are kind of climbing across as she's walking underneath, and you place a foot on what you didn't realize was like a loose brick. It kind of cracks, least, and then falls onto the ground. You see her kind of stop, look up. Doesn't quite see you, but it sees like movement or something happen. And she kind of turns and dashes away back out of the alley. And like a few seconds later, you hear Hogan saying, something spooked her.
That may have been my bad, not seeing here correctly. Anyway,
You spooked her? Guy, you gotta be sneakier than that. This is crazy. You're about to be a member of the official Raven Shadow, and you can't even, like, espionage a simple affair? That's crazy, man.
there's apparently a loose brick here. Anyway,
Shit happens. I won't tell King Claudia.
I'm guessing it must be, something very secretive here for her to make her run away like that.
Yeah, people tend to think that, stepping out on their significant others needs to be treated like a secret.
Wait, what?
I don't know, that's just my guess. That's what it looks like. If you were sneakier, maybe you could have confirmed it. I'm going back to the ship. Good luck. Oh no, he said no. I'll take you back to the ship if you want, but I'm going home.
I'll be able to find my way back.
Good. So now I gotta go find a barista to help your boy have his wake up juice.
So did the other guy, I guess, see her coming and then see her?
He appears to just be still pacing,
Okay.
just like, wow, what time was it? So much, so many hours. I'm sitting here, Jesus Christ. Just kind of mumbling to himself.
So I just want to speak into his mind then and say,
She's not coming. The deal's off.
But you see him kind of jump. He's startled. He's looking around. He doesn't see anything. He says, I don't know what the fuck that was. Just maybe I've been working too hard. He kind of like talks to himself. Seems to brush it off.
yeah, so I'll speak into his mind again
Oh
and
shit.
say, I'm going to say,
So, or not, I'm gonna say anything in particular you were expecting?
Fuck! And he just dashes. You see this kind of thick dwarf just like dashing away from past behind the buildings, just running.
and with that, I will then be making my way back to the ship.
Yeah, it pretty easy. As now you've kind of been walked through the NX twice. You kind of know how to get back to the tunnels that lead you back to the ship. You arrive back to the ship. Everybody you see, Hogun. Not Hogun. Hogun is not with Zaltik, but he arrives at the ship. Zaltik, tell him, I guess, how you look as you arrive back to the ship.
Yeah, Ing is as all that is coming in. He's just coming out of his room. Ragging and wiping his
If I remember right, I don't think I told them about my personal job yet,
Well, we heard you talking
no.
about the library and stuff like that.
right? Okay, but you didn't hear about the other main one thing. Okay.
No, we just know you were.
Got it. Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to
Library for some reason.
I just wanted to double check that I didn't mention it like on the side to anybody. Okay.
But he will say, the library for your books. Seems very odd.
You think I'm the reading type?
Typically, those that go to a library are.
Well, perhaps I can, take you there someday if you'd like.
Did you go to the library?
just disrupting some sort of special deal that was going on behind the library. I was wanting to see what was going on, but I may have fumbled a bit, and they both ran off very quickly. He's working on it, I assure you.
I have a big morning coming up. It's important.
Yes. I also...
Oh, brother, your coffee, we know it's real important to you. Look, all right, the guy's been helping us the whole time. He'll have your damn coffee. So long as he has my drink, that's the most important thing.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, they have alcohol. That's all that matters, I suppose. Not the drink of the gods that bring awareness and virility.
Oh, the
in
gods.
the morning.
You sound like mother and father now with their silly religion.
Gods. You know what I mean.
Yeah, so I guess that's it. That'll be the end of this night. Fine. Go ahead, talk to me, Zalti.
I was also wanting to speak to Eeg while we were at the end of that discussion.
Please.
There's also a job opportunity I got that we could explore sometime. But maybe it'd be best we all talk about it in the morning when everybody's wide awake.
Those rag on his shoulders. Again, Tessa still is not. Being dead apparently is quite bad. It's like this thing when you're dead. But at any rate, so yeah, I think we're not going to I will probably be getting up quite early. Most likely the first hour I'll be quite busy in my special spell. But after that, I suppose we should have some kind of meeting. Well, we haven't named the ship after all, by the way. We haven't assigned a captain. This is ship
What?
Claire, brother. See you. 90.
Well, if you do not see me about, if you do not see me about around, say, 8:30ish, feel free to come get me, and I will be present. And I shall see you in the morning.
Yeah, sure, whatever, brother. 9 a.m., 10:30, noon. It's all the same.
That's all. Last minute preparing to do before I go to sleep. See you all in the morning.
Beautiful. Everybody closing it down. It's getting to that long rest. I believe everyone took the long rest before, so you don't really have to do it again, especially Kestis, because you need those 2 levels of exhaustion still.
Don't worry, I still have them.
Annoyingly so, I still have them.
Yup, they're there.
So I can just add that back. I was gonna say, since I use that Psychic Whispers, that use my 1 slot, because I only get 1 for a long rest.
Yeah.
But I just added that back in immediately. So there we
go. Good stuff. Time passes. Guys, finish that up. Day comes. Bright and early. Ing's making a whole bunch of noise in his room. You can hear, what sounds like Hogun kind of approaching. He's like walking up the ramp leading to the ship. He says, "Hi guys, Hey, gift boy, I got you coffee. The machine is gonna take a couple of days. Somebody's gonna make it themselves. Doesn't seem like we had one, but I got some coffee for you. I got this old school kettle you can use to make it in the meantime. It's some good stuff. It took me a long time. I had to cut a deal with a consortium agent to find this fucking Kava Hive or whatever the fuck this shit is that you were looking for.
While you're talking, you just hear this humming sound, and from under the door of his room, you see like this bluish white light kind of pulsing and going out, and the humming is just kind of growing louder and louder, and it reaches a crescendo in the air, and it almost sounds like like an implosion kind of sound, like all the sound like it's sucked out of a room, and then you hear frantic metallic flapping. And you hear Ing, it's like, wait, hold on, wait. The door bursts open. A clockwork like owl come flying out of the room, and Ing's chasing after them. Uncle Pierre, wait, moment, it's okay, it worked! Ooh, coffee. And he leans over and grabs the cup.
Ping, just slamming in the walls and shit. Ping.
I quickly emerge from my room, and you see like one of my psychic daggers out and ready. I go, what's that? What was that?
Relax, calm down, calm. Uncle Pierre. The bird starts to settle and comes out and lands on this is my homunculus. And just to give you an idea, there's the token, but it's like a clockwork owl. It's kind of made out of brass and some wooden parts. Some certain parts and stuff like that. Kind of like a Clash of the Titans kind of clockwork owl kind of thing. And it just lands on his shoulder. It's a homunculus. He serves me and does my bidding, and we need him here. So he will be assisting us in any of our chapters. So fear not. He will also aid you.
Upon hearing all of this racket outside in the morning, I think Kestis would just kind of jump awake a little bit, like, oh, what the fuck is going on? And then he would kind of like sit up and like look down, and then see Claire like not even 4 feet away, just staring at him, covered in flowers. Girl, what the fuck? You've been there long, miss?
Yeah, I think we have other issues though. I think Aang has a friend.
Distracts, deflects.
Are you still laying in the hammock?
Absolutely.
But you hear a kind of metallic sound, and it just kind of flips over and lands like on one of the ropes that's holding the hammock. He's kind of looking at you, his head kind of just goes to the side.
Kess is just gonna breathe out quite deeply and loudly and look back at Claire. I'm sorry you had to deal with this in my absence. You and me both. Now, do you know what this thing is, or? Ing! Ing, what the hell's this thing?
It's a homunculus. It's a friend who ate us in any of our battles or anything that we may confront.
I thought I just wasn't sure that it was going to get any creepier this morning, but you definitely made it a little creepier.
It seems nice.
Well, agree with you on that one. At least it's not hostile. Ugh. Guess is gonna kind of like start to get up and stretch himself out a little bit, and still look quite weary and disheveled.
About this time you hear Hogun kind of like stomping around on the deck, and you can hear kind of muffled shouts as he's saying like, "All right, folks, I'm here. I got some of this coffee for the guy. Doom, 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 doom. And I also have a visitor. I guess I caught him on the way here. And what's with that disapproving tone, Hogun? I believe we, for the most part, have an amicable relationship, even if I am a bit disapproving of your general state." You all are kind of like below decks, I assume, chilling, hanging out. And you hear this kind of conversation well enough. Who is spelljamming at the moment, or who is attuned to the spelljammer at the moment? Who was the last to be flying the ship?
I believe it was Claire.
It probably was me.
So you would still be attuned to it, and while you're on the ship, you can pretty much see, kind of anywhere on the ship, if you wanted to.
She'll check it out. She's nosy.
So you'll see this kind of blue dragonborn was walking up, wearing this incredibly fine, well-crafted, fancy pants armor, just oozes of like money and pomp. Kind of thin features. If he could, he'd have an upturned nose, kind of an air about him. And he's walking up with Hogun, and he seems to have a crest, a smaller version, not like the massive emblem that you saw on Saphira, but seems to have a crest of the Talons of Justice. It seems to be denoting that he's a member of her organization. And that's what you see, Claire. And you can obviously hear the conversation as if it's happening right next to you. The rest of you can kind of hear the most of it a little bit muffled through the floor, the ceiling, and walls and wood and stuff. But there's clearly something here.
Should we go check it out?
Yeah, it's probably for the best. Man, none of you got quiet. I guess spare you, Claire, but God, y'all are so loud. He's kind of just put his heads up, and his hand up to his head, and rub his temples a little.
So I guess we're all going up the stairs. Is that
Yeah.
So and we're all kind of walking, and you suddenly notice like right when he's getting the stairs in, you see this like glow around him, and he kind of poofs and disappears, and then you hear "Ah!" from the top of the stairs, and something materializes at the top of the stairs.
Sure.
Yeah, that's new.
You can
Okay.
do that too?
You just hear a voice from the top. I have no idea what just happened.
Cool.
Claire, seeing it, you kind of have a feel for it. It definitely feels kind of fey in nature. It looks a lot like a spell.
I think Claire recognizes it because she has starlight stuff, so
Right. It looks very familiar to you.
yeah.
Kestis also has Misty Step. Would it look familiar to that?
You have never done a Misty Step before.
I sure have.
Beautiful. Then it looks exactly like that.
Cool. It's like I did one right before I died.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Hilarious. Hilarious.
Yeah, I'm just speaking to Explain.
Sorry. Yeah, what was that about?
The invasiveness of you just your mind's just I don't know. It's strange. Well, magical. I definitely felt that attunement to it, but I don't remember her studying a spell like this. I don't know what happened.
Hey, I think you're one of us.
What? What do you mean?
What, you're one of us? I can do that too, sort of. Sort of.
Certainly seems familiar. But unintentional? Question mark?
Listen, when I went to sleep last night, there was a lot of stuff happening. I prepared for the homunculus. I learned quite a bit of new spells and engineering stuff as far as being an artificer. It was a miraculous night. I'm not gonna lie to you. The morning was just as miraculous. You can do new things, but I've never been able to do new things without studying them first. So this is odd.
Quite
All
interesting.
kind of looking at you, a little confused, and you say, "Yes, brother, this is new. I'm suspicious of it. Maybe something happened down there when we were in that lair. Has affected you in some way you don't understand. It's probably gonna get you killed. I'm gonna keep my eye on you."
I believe being able to zip away that quickly will probably protect me from getting killed, but sure.
What if you zip too far? Or zip somewhere that you don't know where you are? It looks dangerous to me. I'll keep an eye on you. It certainly does not.
You know, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I kind of have to agree with your brother. In my recent memory, it did not necessarily serve me well. So be cautious with your new powers, there, brother.
Yes, listen to your new thunder, brother. Stop talking back all the time.
He just sighs and he rubs his temples because everyone seems to forget he is a grown man all the time. A very big grown man. So he's just like,
Claro, shut up.
and also
I
the
think-
tank who's in front line all the time. Yes, I will be careful.
What does Claire say?
I think it's me.
You hear grumbling from all. Now she's encouraging him. And then you hear this kind of this. Excuse me, I don't have forever to be waiting around for you all to figure out your new tricks. Are you all Hogun's new pets? You see Hogun kind of like this like sneer side of his like ugly kind of like sneer in his out the side of his face. Hogun standing a little bit in front of this individual. Kind of like gives a little eye roll to you guys as you all are filing out of the stairs from below.
He just looks at him and goes, "Pets," and you see him.
You said that you said he was a dragonborn? Sorry, just clarification.
He's blue dragonborn. You can see the little emblem of the Talons of Justice on his, like a little crest on his breastplate.
Yeah, I think just seeing that, you're probably just getting the first glimpse of it. Kestis would just kind of take his hat off and bow his head just a little bit. Didn't see you there, sir. Apologize. Kestis of the Hammerclaws. Yes, I agree with my friend here. We're not necessarily the pets, but we certainly do Or at least have recent memory shared company with Olgoon here.
And you see just kind of general stank face. It looks at you and says, "But at least you have manners." And kind of looks toward Ing and says, and he like snorts a little bit. He's like, and you see a little bit of like lightning kind of come out of his nose. And he says, "And I'm not at all impressed by you and your designs. Either way, my name is Killith. I was sent here by Saphira to inform you all of the details of the job that she has requested of you. And I think at this point, I'd like to take a break. How's that sound, guys? 10-minute break, come back, and then get the lowdown on whatever the details that they have about this bronze egg disappearance. And then move forward from there.
Yes, sir. Intermission.
Beautiful stuff.
Hell yeah.
Bang bang. on the ship here. Guys, an eventful night. First thing in the morning, Hogun stomps on the ship, brings some stranger through you've never met before. He's looking around at the ship, kind of disapproving look on his face. Incredibly well crafted and fine looking garments. Looks like he comes from money. Introduce himself as Killith and says that Saphira has sent him to inform you all about the job that they have for you. He kind of looks and says, not entirely sure why she thinks you'd be capable of accomplishing this, but at least you have no tethers to us as of yet, so none of your actions will fall on us. I imagine that's the benefit here.
See, Ing's armored head, just looking back at it. Is everybody here pompous? Is this just a trait of the city?
Yeah, Holgun kind of drops his head a little bit. He says, hey, look, I'm a real down-to-earth guy. I think we get along, fairly well, even with some of the exorbitant and ridiculous demands that you have about specific coffee-making machines. You've met a few people already. I don't know, this guy kind of gets on my nerves as well. And he just kind of says, listen, I'm not here to parlay with you all. I have an assignment given to me. Saphira requested that I come and fill you in on what we know. And,
servant.
So, as you all are informed, there are a wild band of zealots that are roaming the planet of the moon of their Artis. He kind of points off the deck, off into a direction at the massive blue planet, and says, it's on the other side of Timid presently. In fact, we kind of have that orbital relationship with it, so I imagine it might take some time to get there around the planet. Maybe a few hours, 6 to 8, I'd imagine. Is your Spelljammer capable of spell boosting? Does this vessel have those capabilities? Does anyone know? Judging by the look of it,
certainly has the capabilities. It has every capability necessary to kind of subside with it,
and you see Killith says, that's not surprising. Anyway, I can see why Saphira sent me. I certainly don't think she would deign to come down here and hobnob with you herself. Which is very important things to take care of as the leader of the talents of justice. Kind of looks Kestis up and down and says, oh, might I be so bold as to ask, are you a bronze dragonborn, or is there something wrong with your scales?
Kestis is going to still maintain. He's going to put a hand out to Ing and just kind of. He's still looking at him respectively, but not quite as formally as he had originally. And he's just gonna take his medallion out of his clothing and just put it in front of him.
And he says, oh, yes, I see. A member of one of our sister organizations. Well, welcome to the Wildspace system. I guess you might be the reason why Saphira thinks that you all may be capable of this. I'm skeptical, but I'm willing to be disproven, I guess.
May I ask, good sir, before you
Sure.
continue on, your relationship to our mutual associate, Saphira.
You consider her an associate of yours? That's adorable. So,
She
I
raised
am,
him from the dead.
If I'm to understand it, that was actually Fare who accomplished that. But it's neither here nor there. I'm one of the most trusted members, commonly referred to as an Oath Keeper, the Minister of Information of the Talons of Justice, or at least this section of it. Killith, I am pleased to meet you. He kind of bows. Straight
Castus looks at him, and so would I be safe to surmise that oh god, I can't pronounce her name. Saphira. You're not. She'd be considered your superior. Am I to understand that correctly?
Absolutely. She's the leader of this sector.
Wonderful.
Of the
So,
Talons of Justice. She is all
as-
of our
as-
superior.
He is
As-
her servant.
King, may I?
Yeah.
I understand your skepticism. You've never seen us before, and we've never seen you before, but she saw in us something, and I believe that is in your faith and in your duty to believe in her, regardless of how you feel about us. You know me, and you know my honor, and that extends to everyone here on this boat.
Yes, I imagine in your backwater planet, uncivilized, not even spelljamming capabilities.
Gus just pulls
it's
his sword out and
required
draws
of
it
you
on
all. It's required. As I was saying, it's required of you all to follow your leaders blindly. But here, we respect autonomous intelligence above all else. So, please put that away before you hurt yourself.
Castus is just gonna look at him again with the sword out and just say, if it's not clear, I'm just fine with acting autonomously. Now, go on.
I understand that you all need to protect your egos, but I'm not interested in being privy to that. You go to Theartes, that's the moon. You'll find the largest continent. Good luck. We believe that these zealots have a stronghold somewhere around the western coast of the largest continent on the moon. I believe Saphira is desperately concerned that this is an incredibly time-sensitive situation, so I would make haste. Are there any questions?
Zeltek still didn't message me in my mind, so I know we're connected. So he does say back to Zeltek, he's like, I don't believe he mentioned any pay, did he? I think this is your department.
So, into everybody's mind, just so you know, everybody's clear on this. Everybody's saying,
So what about the pay here for this ordeal?
Your friend seems to suggest that acting in service to the great Saphira is some kind of lesser station. I, however, believe otherwise. In fact, it's a great honor to serve the leader of the Talons of Justice, chosen by Bahamut himself.
So you're saying there's no reward for us going through all this trouble?
The rewards will be far more substantial than payment.
And how can any reward be more substantial than payment?
Succeed, and you'll find out. He kind of like turns on a heel and begins to walk away.
As he's walking away, I say to him, "You don't give us good reason to work for you or do this job."
Kestis will speak up and say, loud enough for Killith to hear. Just to be clear, we're not doing it for him. We're doing it for the Talons.
You'll see him kind of stop for a moment, kind of turn his head a bit, and you'll see the massive dragonborn eye kind of look to you, Kestis. You see a little flicker of lightning kind of out of his nose and around his mouth, and he'll just kind of like nod to you, and then walk away.
Doesn't acknowledge him. Just tucks his amulet back in his shirt.
Killith kind of, you watch him leave the ship, making his way down the kind of ramp and walking off into the tunnel. And as soon as he disappears into the tunnel, Hogan says, "That guy's a fucking dick. I fucking hate that guy so much." You points to Ing, the servant thing. Just belly laughs. You see Hogan like truly mirthful, all of his clothes kind of shaking as he's laughing. It's not as much of an insult as you would have hoped, but God, I think you got under his skin a little bit. I think you got to him. I've never seen him like go back and forth. He usually is so above it. Anyway, so I got here. The guy's working on your machine. I do have some coffee. Here's a kettle for you. Kind of you see what looks like a couple of barrels that have been delivered to the ship. And he says, inside here's some food, a couple of weeks worth. So about the weapons.
You guys go shopping last night?
Oh, Kestis, yes. Yeah, we need to arm the ship. The constables. So we each put in 60. So we add 65 to the ship.
Kestis hands you 75, and you kind of see for the first time in at least a few minutes the stoicism drop for a second. His chuckle, and that servant thing was pretty fucking funny, I'm not gonna lie.
He was talking all this talk of autonomy, yet he's running around being the little servant bitch. I mean, it was,
No, you're absolutely right with it. I just, I gotta maintain my air of respect for the Talons, but you believe me, that was pretty fucking funny. That guy was a real prick. You're right, Holgun.
He's a fucking dick.
I just hope they're not all like that. Or else we may
Absolutely not. You met Saphira. She's an absolute delight. Just a lovely woman. Obviously, clearly the reason why she was chosen to be the leader is she's incredibly capable and great with people. That guy... Ugh.
That could be a name for the ship. The Autonomous.
Oh. Well, it has a nice ring to it, but obviously this is a decision for you all to make. So he kind of like steps back, takes the gold from Kestis, and adds it to the pot that he kind of left in the galley. Brings it up and says, "Well, he did mention that this is a time-sensitive mission. I don't know exactly. I mean, maybe if you guys didn't insult him, he would have stuck around and gave us more information. I don't know. But do you all want to leave now? I don't imagine that there will be any kind of spelljamming ships on Thayer Artis that you'll run into. At least I don't imagine the zealots are spelljamming anything. Who knows? I don't know if you'll run into any trouble that will require you to have weapons. But I guess you also run the risk of that dragon burning the entire civilization to the ground if her child does not return to her before the others hatch. I don't know. What do you guys want to do?
I Alright. Enough, no reward points. What do you all think? I think this will give the people time to prepare at least, I guess.
Speaking from experience, talons tend to provide you with something of equal value, whether that's a financial reward or not. I'm on board, but I don't speak on behalf of all of you, so I'm also open ears.
I'm good with doing the job, but not because of it not being, not having a reward attached. But you
A
can.
lot of negatives in that sense.
Okay, man. Well, like,
I'm not entirely clear what you meant. It's not because of not nodding the knots.
Not, no. Knowing no, not.
So why are you doing it?
I'm not unhappy.
Right.
I'm gonna be too. I'm on board for this. Okay. Not because of there not being any reward, but
Clearly.
I believe.
Clearly.
Hold on, Zeltek, just. Your brain.
Zeltic wants money.
Of a knot. I believe the word you're looking for. Despite not being paid, I believe you're okay with doing the job. Does that sound correct?
yes. You know, it's your owl woke me up a little earlier than I wanted to.
Yeah, speaking of, what the fuck is that? We did not really get a lowdown on, Homunculus and Middle Owl. You know, doesn't really feed me a whole lot more details on the situation we have in front of us.
Well, basically, it's an artificer spell. Night fusions. I can an item that would be the creature's heart. So I can infuse that with some elements that crystal check. And with this spell, I can create homunculus. I determine the appearance. The owl. In the middle of talking about it, Elkovier just kind of like, chink, his eyes are kind of fucking, and he just kind of, he flies over and he lands on Kessis' shore as well. And as in the talking thing, he seems to have taken a liking to you as well.
Interesting. Hello, buddy. Elkubier, you said?
Elkovier.
Elkubier. You said a heart? How do you make this happen?
Well, funny you ask. The crystal that you gave me when I first was planning on this, in honor of you, I chose that purple crystal to be his heart. Although you have returned my favorite crystal for you.
The gem I gave you.
Yes.
Well,
Said I would find more use of it than you would. This is the product of that use. Created
Well,
life.
with me, it stayed in my pocket for the better part of 20 years. With you, I think you had it for 3-4 days, and now I got a walk and talking owl here, so I think it's safe to say you did a little bit more with it than I would have. All right.
Metal wings.
The owl just sort of confuses me here, having it's like real and fake at the same time.
It goes to fly back towards Ing's shoulder, but as it flies up, it takes a dive and just scoots right over. Something's happening.
And I suppose it tries to intimidate me. I don't know what that was. But
Just fly.
Weird flex, but okay.
Right. With that, you guys, everyone seems to be in agreement to go off to Ther Artis. You kind of have a general understanding of where it is and what you're looking for. Didn't get a whole lot of information from Killith, mostly because he was a dick and you guys couldn't tolerate it. So, is that the gist of the situation? I didn't hear Claire really say anything.
Claire was not along. She's going to jump in. I also think it's a good idea to get out of the side of the dragon, by the way.
If there was a good side, I did not see it.
Yeah, I have to take agreement here with Ing. I do have every interest of staying on the good side of the Talons, but that doesn't mean they're all good eggs.
I was talking about the dragon and the other back there.
Ah, that I certainly agree with.
So setting off, telling Hogun, hey, go purchase the ballistas, get them ready, have them ready for when we return to quickly install them on the ship. Ing is going to assist in that. In the meantime, you're all setting off to Ther Artis to look into these zealots that have stolen this egg.
Although this is our actual first captain of the ship. We have not yet anyone?
I'm open to it. What do we have for options?
Someone wants to volunteer? Not me.
You'll see Ohm kind of step up and say, "Oh, good." He places a hand on Ing's shoulder and says, "My brother doesn't know this, but typically leadership is born of experience. Don't be in a rush." Kind of pats Ing on the ass and says, "A captain, I think, will make themselves apparent as time goes on. In the meantime, I think we just work together and try to accomplish the next task."
I will make sure that the ship is in decent good order. Fly. We're flying in space.
See Hogun kind of walking away and says, "They call it spelljamming." It walks off of the ramp. And you guys are.
Sorry.
Go ahead. No, please.
I was just gonna say, and the vessel we're flying on. Anybody know what we should call it yet?
Autonomous.
It's not really autonomous, I think.
It's not a bad name.
Perhaps second wind?
Do you all depart and have this conversation?
I would say.
Yeah, Claire would have to move the ship. Ing is just, as you're talking, just checking all the rigging, just checking everything, making sure that everything's in good shape.
You give me an investigation check. And while you're doing that, Claire, you are kind of getting up and getting the ship out of the dock and flying off over the planet to get to the other moon. Is that the plan here?
Seems to be.
Oh my god.
Oof. That's rough.
Yeah.
First, beautiful. First, as you kind of feel the lurch as the ship starts to kind of set itself up, get into position, shooting up, off, and away from the Citadel, kind of attempting to angle around the planet as Claire's kind of flying the ship through the space. I think Killith mentioned that it'd probably take somewhere around 6 to 8 hours, and then asks about something called spell boosting. You guys are on your own this time. No Holgoon here to help. So, Claire, if you would like to give me an Arcana check, please, I would love for that to be the case. With your investigation, Ingval, you're looking around. This ship is, it's seen better. Again, strong bones, and you know that just from your airship engineering background. But there's like kind of a bunch of little cosmetic things that need to be taken care of. With an investigation, with a natural 1, you don't see anything that looks to be particularly concerning at the moment, but it does look like this ship is just in a general state of disrepair. Like it's probably been hanging out in that hangar where you found it for a long time after being acquired violently from somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
So he's just doing this stuff now. As far as Claire's check, do I know that she's?
Claire, do you announce anything?
She probably would announce. If anyone wants to help me, can I do something for you?
Sure.
Can I give her guidance?
Sure. That happens. I will say for the help action, I'm trying a new thing. We'll see how it goes. If we don't like it, we won't do it. Have Alcubierre make a skill check. What is the nature of how he is helping exactly? In combat, he can distract an enemy, whatever it is. How exactly is Alcubierre helping Claire kind of better understand this spelljamming situation?
Are we talking about like RP reason? Mechanics?
RP, and then of that, the mechanics will be born.
For the RP, because Alcubierre was built with his love and wanting to aid and assist.
Power of friendship.
Yes. It's Care Bear stare. So he's gonna basically kind of do the Care Bear heart thing, land on her shoulder, kind of make her feel good.
It kind of nuzzles a little bit.
Yeah.
Sure.
And it's basically give advantage on it.
Give me a persuasion check. We'll say DC 7. If you get that, then she will have advantage on her Arcana, and she can roll another one. The guidance works how guidance works. Kestis, walk up to Claire, place a hand on her, and tell me, Kestis, how do you cast this guidance spell? What does it look like?
I believe that those directing
Children are the future. Sorry, go ahead.
that those directing us on our mission are going to point us where we need to go.
Ones? Really?
Jesus Christ. Looks like Alcubierre isn't really going to be able to help this time, it seems. Wow, that's rough. Alcubierre kind of nuzzles and things, and I guess, I don't know, new to this body or having a body or existing, kind of just beats its metal head against some sensitive parts of your ear and neck, Claire. a little bit prickly. It kind of pokes a little, distracting you. Doesn't really impede your progress, but certainly is not a benefit to what you're trying to do here. Back to back. That's right. Get him out the way. Get him out the way now. Get them out the way now. With the guidance, you can
add one of my D4s to it. I'm glad I didn't, because it wouldn't really mattered anyway. It still would have been a 3.
With the guidance, Claire, you can roll a D4 from Kestis. You can roll a D4 and add that to your total if you'd like. Beautiful. With a 15, you remember a conversation that Hogun had with Kestis when he was flying the ship, and he said something about if you pump some spell energy into it, you can increase the speed of the ship. I don't know if he did it or if it worked, but you can certainly try. Spend a spell slot and see what happens.
You know what? Sure, she'll spend a first level spell slot.
Absolutely. As you feel the ship flying forward, kind of using the gravity of the massive planet to like do most of the work for him, just trying to hit that orbit space between the planet and there so that it doesn't impede you as much as it helps, trying to find that balance. You seem to be able to. You dump some spell energy into it, and you just feel the ship as you feel like you're submerged in water, kind of surrounded. You can feel every inch of the ship. You all feel this sudden thrust. Because the ship has its own gravity plane, you're not thrown, but the gravity of the planet that you're flying around seems to be providing, seems to be a much stronger pull than the ship's gravity. So you do feel the kind of sudden thrust forward as the momentum, as the speed does seem to increase, doubling in fact. You're not going at full Spelljammer speed because you're too close to a massive celestial body, but you are going significantly faster. And it seems to last for a little while, as you are kind of like bursting forward through the space there. Yeah, right. Word. After a few, as hours are passing, do you guys want to talk or do anything while this trip is happening?
During this time, I would just like to just mention to the rest of the party about the job. That other job. About the...
Do you remember any of the details of it? It is your job.
I don't remember.
Do you
the
talk
exact
about it?
days. Yeah. So, I remember.
You were
that
asked to collect.
But I remember.
The moon that you're going to. Therartes, specifically the zealots who stole the dragon egg, may have some information that the Raven Shadow want through
Not
his
that.
family connections.
Not that other thing.
Oh, the other job. Oh, the mines of the Nav, the other moon. Sure.
All I remember is there's some sort of like killer involved or something. I don't.
Yes, on the mines of Lanav, there appear to be a bunch of criminals getting killed, like a serial killer thing.
Right.
Criminals getting killed. You mentioned that to the people.
Yeah, I was just filling them in about whatever details I was given. I was just telling them at this point now, because we have the chance.
Did you mention anything about the Raven Shadow and this being like an initiation?
No.
Okay.
Point of clarification.
Yeah, okay, good point. Because no, I'm not wanting to reveal that to the other characters at this point.
So Ing is just like, you see those gray hammers kind of nailing down on those deck board. That's we have a
Facts.
Maybe we should have a list. Someone write these down. Never mind. There's a whole notepad.
Sounds like a good idea.
He's just writing out.
On the mining moon of Lenav. As you're flying over, you actually see it. This small purple rock off to the distance seems to have like a kind of like a cross section orbit around the planet. Like the orbits cross with another orbit, kind of on an axis. But this tiny little purple moon, as you're kind of flying past, you can see it off in the distance. Yeah, don't know anything about it. You know, maybe ask somebody next time you get near somebody. But yeah, that's the case.
Think on this.
I know there will be good reward to come out of that one. Every single job matters. Well, I may not see the big point of this one, I'm sure. Hopefully it'll pay off in the long run.
While you're traveling for the next 6 to 8 hours, maybe cut in half because of double speed, so 3 to 4 hours. Ing, do you want to try and make some repairs to the ship?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So as far as assessing the state of repairs, there's a lot of shit that needs to be done, but to actually make repairs, do you have the mending cantrip? So there's some superficial repairs that you can easily take care of with mending. There's some other kind of larger things that might take a little bit more grunt work and sweat from you. If you could give me Spelljamming ship, give me an Arcana check. As a kind of, it's more about understanding the way the magic works. Your understanding of how ships work.
Paid off.
Wow.
Get those out of the way too. Get those out of the way early. Your understanding of how ships work and things, you'll easily get there. You'll easily be able to get the structure of it, but whatever it is about how the magic spreads, that takes a little bit more effort from you. You are able to take care of a lot of kind of the more important structural damage that's over this next 3 hours, I'll say. You take care of a lot of the high priority structural issues, get them all straightened out with the supplies that Hogan bought. There's a lot of wood and things that was delivered to the ship, all kinds of things for repairs and things like that. You can throw it down underneath in the cargo hold. You do a great job of taking care of the high priority stuff. You do notice while you're repairing the ship, as you get around the helm, that evil helm that almost killed Hogan, that kind of life jammer, you do notice that there appears to be, the natural 20, the section of the ship around there is much harder to repair. It almost like it wants to decay faster than wood should. It doesn't seem to be it's not aggressively fast, right? It's not like a week left uncared for. That section of the ship is going to go away, but there's something strange about it. And also you notice that the arcane converter relays near that specific life jammer seem to be flickering, activated in a very weak kind of way, like a weakly activated kind of way.
Now again, I don't know if you know this check, but we got these 2 chairs on this ship. Is there any way to ascertain if we need the second chair on this ship? If it can be...
You absolutely do not need the evil one, but having it removed, I don't know if you know anything about trying to have a Spelljammer removed or a helm removed from the ship. natural 20 on the Arcana though. There is something that you get a general vibe of like, maybe I shouldn't fuck with this. There could be some, unforeseen consequences of like trying to have this removed. We got to find somebody who knows about this kind of stuff to talk to. No idea who that is or what to do, but you're just like, this is a bit above my pay grade.
Yeah, so Ing is doing his repairs. He goes there, just takes out his little arcane actuator, is humming and whirring,
Absolutely.
looking things in this room. And it's a little darker here.
Absolutely.
He kind of just looks at it and starts to go back. Goes up the stairs and he's like, I don't know how, but I really think this other chair has to go.
Why do you say that? You just don't like the look of it?
Geez, more than that.
Haven't seen any good that's come out of it yet.
It's just, let's just say, being around it, it's not conducive to living.
You're a chair hater.
It's more than hating a chair. Do you like living, Zaltek? Just do this simple. Do you like living?
I mean, sure.
Would you like to continue living?
Sure, I mean...
Then if that is your wish, this thing needs to go.
But maybe if that brings... So wait, you're saying this chair brings death to people?
I guess it holds a good possibility of that, yes. Do you not remember what it did to Holger?
Well, maybe... somebody could learn to channel that energy.
What do you know about engineering and arcane workings? Do I tell you how to steal? No. Trust me on this.
I'm just saying, maybe the power of, death can be used, I mean, maybe with the chair you're just grabbing the figurative sword from the wrong way.
Well, I certainly have an opinion on this, being another of those who took up the helm, but I'm curious to hear Claire's thoughts as the one who's currently in that seat.
She's in the other room, the good room.
In the other seat, but
You were connected to Holger, who was in the other room. Were you not?
Yeah, it didn't feel really good. I kind of really should not try it. Although it could make a good trap, but it's not really that hard.
well, sorry, Zaltik, that's 3-1.
Well, if you all just want to throw away what could be a perfectly good weapon to defeat some sort of foe, I suppose, or get some sort of job done.
And how would you plan on using a chair to defeat? Were you going to throw it at him?
I don't know. I didn't think you could use a chair to fly a ship, but here we are.
Were you going to walk them down and tell them this is the loo and have them sit in it?
Hey, Zaltik's got a very solid point. It's entirely possible that we could, put some of those velveteen ropes up around it and put a nice little sign that says "Bad Guys Only." And I think that it's very possible we might be able to dispatch somebody there.
Well, my friend, some would think running into an opposite room with an enemy was also not, could be dangerous. Maybe we had velveteen ropes around you in that room, you wouldn't have died. But you did. So I think still the best option is to get this damn thing off our ship as soon as possible.
We can use it as an interrogation chair when needed.
You see, Ohm kind of speaks up, says, you see, brother, captain would have been bad. What if Zaltik was the captain? Then you don't have any say. Democracy. It works. I think high priority is to figure out how to get rid of this thing. I think everybody agrees about that.
I am not going to try to do it on my own. This is beyond even my full comprehension how it works. So I dare not try to do this alone. We should find someone that has some kind of information or knowledge in this area to either aid or sharpen.
Seems wise.
There you go. As you're flying through space, Claire, give me a perception check, please. You feel hours have passed now of the speed with which you've traveled. In fact, the initial boost that you had allowed you to get into position where the pull of the planet's gravity will kind of maintain your speed the entire way around it to get over to the moon. You don't have to dump any other spell slots into it. With your 26 perception, you're kind of looking from the ship outside, kind of everywhere at all times, picking and choosing your spots. You look down at this massive blue, just all water, this massive planet. It appears to just be kind of water. Every once in a while you see what looks like a speck of maybe a land mass or something, but it looks like it's just predominantly a water body, this planet of Timid, as it has been referred to, that you're flying around. And you notice as you're kind of coming around this arc here, a bit of a ways ahead of you, you can see the moon. The moon referred to as Fair Artis. The moon referred to as Fair Artis, where you all are meant to save this dragon egg from. And you notice, the first thing you notice as you're approaching is like, it almost looks like a little rock, but it's weird because the rock seems broken up, and you can kind of see beneath the rock, and it looks like it looks like almost like these massive continents are floating on clouds. You don't see anything dangerous or anything like that approaching. Everything seems to feel, you don't get that feeling that you get when something is getting closer. You do kind of feel a steady pressure from the side of the ship that is facing the planet, but like it doesn't have that sharp it's approaching or something dangerous approaching sense. It's just kind of, it's there, and you can feel the pressure of its gravity pressing against the ship as you're using it to propel forward. But yeah, that's what you see. You can see the little rock ahead of you, the moon that you're approaching. You were told by Killith to find the largest continents, and approaching from the west coast, a little bit north of the equator, somewhere in that area, they think the Zealot's hideout is.
Seems like a logical first step.
As you all are approaching, you're seeing, as you get closer and closer, this is a very strange planet. You don't see any buildings or anything. You just kind of see these massive land masses that, first of all, there appears to be like layers. As you approach the planet, you can see what appears to be these massive tectonic plates that are floating above a violently whirling mass of what looks like water and air beneath it. The land of this planet floats above the core, held in place by fucking God knows what. But then above the plates, right, above the floating landmass plates, you see that littered across the skies are these massive craggy rock formations and clusters of islands floating above the continent that floats above the storming bed of dark clouds and crackling lightning beneath it. You can hear the little explosions of lightning that feel like a far distance away, just kind of constant little pops of lightning beneath the solid tectonic plates that are the land of this planet. So you're kind of like flying around. As you were approaching, you kind of got a sense of which continent was the largest. You flew flying in from the western coast around where the equator of the planet would be. They said kind of just north of the equator, whatever the fuck that means. And you come to this place where there are these like clusters of floating chunks of dirt and stone that apparently some of them are big enough to have lakes and ponds on them. Vegetation growing on the surfaces, forming this lush forest and fields. You see a lot of like violets and lilacs, heavy purple influence throughout all of the vegetation. You have to fly significantly slower as now you are like kind of engrossed in the gravity of this moon. You're kind of at regular airship speeds, and just kind of gently navigating. You can see what looks like some old like makeshift civilizations. Looks like there's some abandoned villages or like huts, kind of shacks of people living on some of these like floating islands, and some of them big enough for some of them big enough for lakes, like I said, and some just chunks of rock that appear to be floating almost like an asteroid in the atmosphere of this moon.
This is the ARTs, right?
Yes. There are ARTs. As you pass a massive land, you see there looks like there appears to be some flying and crawling beasts that have made their home on these chunks of rock. It's just chunks of rock that are floating miles and miles above what you assume is the surface of the planet, beneath the roiling mass of storm that is under the tectonic plates, the continents beneath you. With your 26 perception check, you can just barely see from a nearby landmass that seems to be just big enough, like the landmass is just big enough to hide maybe a ship behind it. You barely catch a glimpse of like some kind of blue, looks like maybe a glint of a blue gem set in a stone carved reptilian head, almost like a gleaming sapphire eye set in this carved reptilian head. Before you see this massive glowing ball of lightning streaking over the trunk of land, heading straight for your ship. Claire, what do you do?
Piloting the ship, so I'll shout at everyone, incoming! I'll try to move the ship. It's not gonna do much.
Absolutely.
Move the ship.
Give me a dexterity saving throw. Add a +6 to it for the ship. Instead of yours, instead of your modifier, it'll be with a +6. And I don't know. I guess D20 +6. I guess it would be the best way to do it. And we'll see what happens. You all hear Claire's voice coming from everywhere on the ship. Says incoming. What do you all do?
I still have my armor up, so that didn't come down. So I'm prepared for that.
That's weird. You were working on the ship with your armor on?
Yes.
That's a bit of a stretch. That's a bit of a stretch.
I never
but
said
sure,
he doffed
why not?
it.
4 hours.
Yes, yes. Yeah, it's weird, but sure, I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, if
it's
I would
not
have said
it's not an
doffed it-
AC thing anyway, so it doesn't matter. It would be a saving throw, so it doesn't really make a difference.
But yeah, I would have Alcubie on my shoulder providing me with a house action.
To fix the ship and stuff.
No, it's just she says incoming, so it's kind of a prepare yourself for something coming in.
Help can't really help with a saving throw, but he'll be there to help you with whatever you do afterward. Good stuff. Zaltik, you hear incoming. What do you do?
I was quite off guard by this, as I was expecting to be, be landing any moment, but just land, yeah. But I was just in my own area, just chilling, as I didn't really have anything useful to really contribute during this venture, on the way to. So, I was just relaxing, and then all of a sudden, like, the announcement, hearing incoming just catches me off guard. So I obviously just scrambled to get sort of, ready and just start making my way up towards the top of the deck.
Okay. Beautiful stuff, Kestis. And incoming shouts, Claire's voice coming from everywhere. What do you do?
We would be able to feel the ship be in some form of a dive, or some form, like, would we be able to get the same sense that Claire did about?
You hear incoming. What do you do?
The only thing that I could really do, depending on if I was like at the railing or whatnot, which I feel like Kestis would typically.
Where were you?
I feel like Kestis would be generally at the railing unless he has something specific to do.
Sure.
Would he be able to see the question I have is, would he be able to see ground coming up at him? And if so, roughly how far?
You don't see ground coming at you. You don't really see anything.
Yeah, then without any information as far as what would be incoming, I think he's just gonna, like, ready himself, maybe draw his sword.
Okay. You pull out your sword and you kind of get ready. I need a dexterity saving throw from you, Kestis. You're kind of like startled by this. I need a dexterity saving throw from you with disadvantage. And Ing, you're working, you're wearing your armor, you hear incoming. I need a strength saving throw from you.
I got it.
As you were, I'll say you were hanging out somewhere, maybe on the outside of the ship, fixing something structurally on the hull. Big shit. As you hear this incoming, you find somewhere to just kind of hold on to tightly, and then you feel pretty good about it. Zaltik, with a 10, stuff is happening suddenly, and Kestis, I got nothing from you. You got
I got a 2.
You can't do it, right? You got D&D Beyond. I'm sorry, what?
I got a whopping natural 2.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So as you hear incoming, you all kind of brace as best as you can. Then you feel the ship kind of go into a dive, it feels like, as Claire is immediately trying to avoid. As she's diving, you now see this glowing, crackling, looks like ball of lightning flying over this landmass, like up over this kind of this mountain that is just floating in the air around you, comes streaking by, and Claire, you the Dex 19, you are able to dive beneath it. The cannonball that is with this crackling energy crashes into one of the top of the mast where the crow's roost is, kind of knocks it off. The crow's nest knocks it off. Kind of the crow's nest falls. You see the ropes kind of holding it together. Cracks it. It's kind of hanging off the mast there. It doesn't go flying away, but the bulk of the ship is missed. All of you, in response to not the cannonball crashing into the ship, but the sudden movement of the ship, kind of like lose your footing a bit. Ingvar, you feel yourself being thrown. The big GIF arms and hands grabbing onto, locking you in place, holding you there faithfully. Zaltik, you go sliding across the ground, smashing into the wall beside you. You would say you were below decks, Zaltik, just kind of hanging out?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. You're below deck, smashing into the wall beside you. Claire, you were kind of prepared. You're holding on to it. You are guiding the ship. You and the ship are one. You feel very comfortable. You do feel yourself kind of rock, but you are holding into the Spelljammer. And Kestis, on the rail, the ship suddenly drops. You see the crackling cannonball flying towards you. You see the ship gets just out of the way. You're unable to maintain your grip. You are thrown off over the side of the ship.
Cool.
With a natural 2. Ing hanging out on the hull. You can see Kestis being thrown off of the ship, and you also see what looks like another ship flying out from around the landmass coming toward you all. What do you all do? Well, you know what? I'm gonna ask everybody to roll initiative for me. Just a moment here. In just a moment, I'm gonna ask all of you to roll initiative.
Well, I mean, Kestis fell off the ship. Is he?
You can kind of see him. It looks like he's about 40 or 50 feet away from you, kind of falling over the side there. But I need initiatives first before anybody can decide to do anything. So yes, please, if you can roll initiative for me now here. Kestis, tell me what you got.
11.
Beautiful stuff. I'll throw home in there. Good. At the top of the initiative, it looks like is Claire. Claire, you can see the ship. I think you can see anywhere on the ship as you would like. You can kind of hear everything all at once. You hear Zaltik scraping across the ground, smashing into the wall. He's going to be a little banged up. Zaltik, I need you you're going to take a little bit of damage there as you slammed into the wall. Won't be much. Looks like it's going to be 4 points of damage. You hear Ing grunting and holding onto the ship, able to hold himself in place. He seems fine. Ohm slams into a wall as well, but is inside the ship, seems fine. You hear Kestis being thrown over the railing of the ship with his abysmal dexterity saving throw. I don't know what you have for options here. As a Spelljammer, anywhere that you can see on the ship is anywhere that you can cast a spell from. What would you like to do? The stress mounts. Claire?
Kestis fully has a plan, just as a heads up.
Sure. Claire, are you talking to me? Because I can't hear you. Are you here? No? Maybe? We will move down the list.
Hold on, can you hear me now?
Oh,
Yes.
Yes.
My headphones
absolutely.
died, apparently. So,
So
the microphone did. It's fine.
You are coming in
a
strong.
question.
Whatever you're using now.
Oh, we got an echo.
It's on my
Yeah.
phone.
Yep. We're hearing ourselves back through the phone. Can you turn us down a little bit?
Yeah.
Maybe not too much. So you can't hear us, of course. Yeah, she's coming in
Yeah.
crazy loud. Yep. Yes.
Alright.
Yes.
So, question. If I were to cast Entangle on the side of the ship, would I know if that would work? Because the only option I have.
Entangle is the 20-foot cube.
It is the 20-foot cube which restrains on a failed strength saving throw. Wild
Yes, it does.
thing to try.
it is wild.
Can I just say that because I don't feel that Kestis would have just eat as you had for him as he went off the side of the boat, Yellow. I think that he would have yelled.
What would Kestis have done?
Can he just say in retrospect, I got this? Because he does fully have a plan.
Sure.
Alright, in that case, she wouldn't try that, because she trusts Kestis.
Well, he's falling faster than he thinks. And it's your turn.
She's gonna try to get the ship. She's gonna tell everyone, shout out, hold on. And she's gonna try to go down with him.
Okay. Alright, yeah, drop the ship. As a Spelljammer, you're not beholden to direction and things like that. You can literally move the ship in any direction you would like. The ship's speed is, I believe, 45? So you can move it 45 feet in whatever direction you would like. You move it down 45 feet.
Yeah, and she's gonna, before doing that, I'm gonna tell everyone, grab something.
Absolutely. So you shall grab something. You move the ship down 45 feet, almost in lockstep with Kestis' fall. He's falling a little bit faster than you are. But you do cut that. You cut that descent a little bit. Probably the difference in that descent probably in half. So he is within about 25 feet of you.
Alright.
Yes, 25 feet. That's a good move on you. Is anything else you would like to do?
No. I don't think there's much. No, yeah, I'm good.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you. Mute up in the meantime because the echo is good. Beautiful. So that's going to be Claire's turn. So I'll tick. We're on you. You crashing into the wall here. You find yourself suddenly smashed into the wall. What do you want to do?
Yeah, well, since I was just below deck, I pretty much have like no idea what's going on at all at this point.
Right.
Especially with it just being completely, I was doing my own thing and just being completely cut off guard. So I want to find out exactly what the hell is going on. So my instinct would just be to run up as close to...
You're going up. You're going to the deck.
Yeah, just trying to go to the deck, but I guess I'd have the sense that we're kind of going down.
You would feel the ship changing direction, yes.
Okay. Yeah, so I would just try to make it out to like... Well, I don't know how far I can move, but like, I try to get as far up as I can.
If you move in action dash, you can get out to the deck.
Okay. Well, since I have the feeling that we're going down, I'll use my dash action, but I want to just get to like the doorway so I don't move onto the deck, so I have something to grab onto if necessary.
Sure. Yeah, you get out to the doorway. You can see as you get out to the doorway, you look out. You can see what looks like a ship coming around a landmass, kind of turning towards you. You can see this massive, like stone dragon figure on the front of it. I forgot what it's called. The figurehead on the front of the ship, as it is pointing towards you. You can see its mouth is kind of like wide open. It's coming around. You can see the crow's nest was kind of knocked off. You see like a little bit of what looks like kind of like singe marks on it from the lightning of the cannon that flew by. You don't know that there was a cannon that flew by or nothing. You did hear the impact and you see the crow's nest knocked off, so you imagine something hit it. You don't see Kestis. Kestis is a little bit below the line of sight right now. Yeah, that's pretty much the situation. You still have, I don't know, a bonus action, I guess, or you can use your bonus action to dash. You still have an action. What do you want to do?
Oh yeah, I could have used my bonus action to dash because that's a red thing, right? I know I can do like disengaging.
Yeah, both of
I'm
them.
trying to think of. Yeah, that's wait. Yeah, dash, disengage, and hiding.
I'm trying to think of what else I could do.
Because there's. So I just come out, I see a ship coming.
Yeah, the ship's like really far away, you know, so you know you don't have anything that can really do anything to it from that distance, but you can see it coming.
Okay. I'm not seeing anything that I think I could that'd be particularly helpful. Since I use all my movement to just get there, and then, you know, it's just far away. I guess there's nobody really close by to me, right? Just to get a feel.
You don't see anybody.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, so I can't really speak to anybody then. I don't think so.
Right.
Because I can't see them, so... Yeah, I can't... Yeah, no, I don't think there's anything else for me to do here.
Okay. That's going to be the end of your turn. You're going to see Ohm kind of running up behind you, fixing himself, stopping behind you on the door. He kind of says, what's going on? What's happening here? As he kind of gets in behind you, looking around, does see, he kind of looks out. He sees the ship. He's going to grab his gun. He pulls out this long-ass rifle. I think he has a rifle, right? I'm pretty sure he does. Yes, he got the big musket. And he's like, it's too far away, but, and then you see him kind of taking aim, but doesn't seem to shoot yet. Yeah, let's use this to me. So that'll be the end of his turn. You can see him waiting on an opportunity to fire. There we go. So that'll be the end of Ohm's turn. Kestis, we're on you, falling off of this ship, plummeting very quickly as gravity here works exactly how it's supposed to, and you are going straight down. The ship follows behind you, but it's a little bit slower than you are in your plummet. What do you do?
How can I see this other ship?
The other ship, yeah, you can see it. It's kind of far away from you. It does appear to be approaching. It's like 200, maybe 300 feet away, approaching quickly.
Oh, okay. So it's not anywhere. Like, it's approaching quickly, but it's not anywhere in my immediate vicinity.
No.
Cool. Misty, step back on the ship.
All right, good stuff. So you're looking there. You kind of missed a step above where you fell off from, and then you just kind of drop down onto the bridge of the ship, the deck of the ship.
Yeah, flavor-wise, let's just say he misty steps just onto the other side of the railing and then jabs his long sword that he had out into the wood just for a little bit of extra security, and just say, well,
Sure.
turned out better than last time I tried to misty step to safety on this goddamn ship.
Beautiful. So that happens. Ingval, we're on you, hanging out on the side of the ship. You're seeing the spell of Misty Step, kind of the spell energy surrounding Kestis, having just done it, having seen him do it before. I think you get a sense of what it is. You see the ship that is flying towards you. It kind of looks like an old beat-up airship. It doesn't look like a Spelljammer, from what you can tell. It looks like an old beat-up airship, but this massive stone-carved dragon head on it with its open mouth, 200 maybe feet away from you, flying towards you. What would you like to do?
200 feet, so
Yeah, way out the way.
it's a ship as well, so it's very far away. You said I'm hanging off the edge, so I mean, I suppose I can try to flip myself back up onto the deck.
Yeah, you climb up. It take about your full movement to get up onto the deck of the ship.
So I do that, and
You see Zaltik and your brother hanging out at the door. You see Kestis kind of like, just appearing there on the deck beside you.
I mean, there's nothing I can do against the ship that's flying at us. I mean, I can see what's going on. But
You can hold an action
dragon,
if you want to. You can hold an attack.
yeah. I was to go at that, but I also. So yeah, I'm gonna hold my action to attack the ship if possible. As it gets closer.
Which attack is a pistol attack? You're gonna shoot it?
I mean, it depends on what's going on. I mean, magic.
You have to choose now.
Yeah, magic missile is 100.
You want to do that?
So I'll probably do
Yeah. Hold it. So you guys see Ing kind of starts to channel this spell energy and describe for me what the magic missile looks like as you're kind of gathering the spell energy. What's the color? What's the vibe?
Yeah. So you do notice now with the new armor that's glowing, it's actually very shiny, it's like polished metal, and the light is just kind of coursing all around it, and there's kind of a gem in his chest and his as well. And he takes his two gauntlet hands and puts them together. As he pulls them apart, you see these tendrils of legs on the floor, these little points, missiles that is going around to release. And then he needs to.
Good stuff.
Yes, he has no action, it's just a magic gem.
Okay. So point of clarification here: what is the trigger that you're waiting for? Are you intending to shoot the ship when it's close enough? Are you intending to shoot an individual on the ship when they're close enough? What is the intent?
Well, I mean, if I can see an individual, that's
Are you specifically targeting the person piloting the ship? The trigger, it has to be specific. So
Yeah. I would target the person. Piloting the ship.
Okay.
More effective way to stop what's happening than trying to attack the ship.
Probably. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, good. Good stuff. So love it. You're holding that attack, and you're going to, you're holding that attack, and that's good. So.
And the range, I guess that's 100.
Yep. Yeah. No. So the moment they get within 120 feet, you will be shooting. So that will be the end of that. We're back up at the top, and just to give a sense of what you can see. As this is approaching, I have a little map for you. You can see just again these chunks of rock, most of them just large enough to kind of hide a ship behind, and you can see them all like just kind of hanging out. You can see the ship appears to be peeking out from like around the corner. As it is approaching, you can see it is just blazing through, traveling at a speed much faster than your ship seems to be capable of. It does get within, on this turn, on Claire's turn, it does get within that 120 range. If you want to release those magic missiles, you can see the person flying the ship, toward the back of it. As soon as they get within 100 feet of range, the front of the ship is about 80 feet away from you. The captain, as it's flying towards you, is 120 feet away. You want to release that magic missile, you can go ahead and roll and cast that spell and roll that damage.
Okay.
And they'll hit because it's magic missile. So.
Right. It says blocked by a wall.
Blocked by a
Behind
wall.
them. Yeah. It's because of this.
Oh, you're trying to
Landmass
target?
is
Yeah,
in
don't
front of us.
target. Don't target anything. Just cast a spell. roll the damage. You can roll the damage one time. All 3 of the missiles will be the same damage. Big 4 on the die. That'll be 15 points of damage. That crashes into the pirate captain. Yeah, that'll happen. Releases that ends. You're not holding that spell anymore. Good stuff. It seems to have worked. Claire, we're on you. You can see the ship is like hurtling towards you, moving much faster than you are, or even Ken. What would you like to do? Do you want to try and get closer? As it is getting closer, you can see it's a really badly beaten up ship. Like, it's old, there's holes in it, it's fucked up. But there is this massive cannon on the front of it that it is pointed directly at you.
Cannon.
I heard a squeak. Okay.
Would I be able... I was gonna try a guiding bolt the captain, but would I be able to get the cannon? Or is it because it's
Like, what do you mean by get the cannon? What are you trying to do exactly?
would I be able to aim it at the cannon on the front of the ship?
Aim what?
A guiding bolt.
Yes, you would be able to aim a guiding bolt at the cannon in front of the ship. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Do that.
Okay. Roll the hit. Do the thing.
It's not letting me select my character for some reason. That's fine.
At all?
Yep, nope.
Try to on the right tab, the actors thing. Try to open up your character sheet in the
I think it's
PCs
character
thing.
sheet, that's it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
do use the character sheet to cast the spell. Stuff over attack.
Yeah, that never works.
Yeah, 11 on it. It's got a boat. 11 on it. You can see the crackling energy goes crash. It crashes into the cannon, but it doesn't appear to do anything. Looks like that's some sturdy material that the cannon is made out of. The ship's still hurtling towards you. Bonus actions. What would you like to do?
Would I be able to move the ship up now?
Yes.
Okay.
Where would you like to go? You should be able to grab the ship token and move it. Let me know if you can. No?
No.
Are you on the token select screen? Do you have that here?
Yeah.
Token controls? Yeah?
Yeah.
Good stuff. Oh, you know what? That's my fault. Hold on. Now you should be able to do it.
So let's go closer. So these guys are better than
Yeah, you have 45 feet of movement. So,
me. Let's go.
I think you just used 15, another 10, 25. I think that's what you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, 25.
Yeah, I'm gonna go right there so we have a direct line. Without getting too close to us.
Okay, sure.
60 feet?
Good stuff. So that'll be the end of your turn then?
Yes.
You still have a bonus action if you want to use it for something.
I don't really have great bonus actions.
I love to hear it. So, with that, that'll be the end of your turn. You can see the ship is just hurtling toward you, and you can see the maw of this like dragon cannon at the front of it. You see this this electricity kind of crackling out of it. You can see what looks like an individual in front of it. This big, massive, bugbear-looking kind of guy seems to load a cannonball into it. You can see a couple of other crew members there lighting and fires this cannon at your ship. And yeah, you can see this crackling cannonball just streaking out toward the ship, crashing into the side of it, blowing this massive hole in it. And you can see the lightning as it comes flying by. You can hear it crackling, you can hear it singeing the wood as it crashes into the hull below. You can feel it rocking the ship, especially you. And it looks like the ship took 45 points of damage. And now you can feel the relative number to that, like to the ship's hit points, and it doesn't feel like it's a whole lot of damage. It looks like you can probably take a few more of those, but you do not have any kind of a weapon on this ship presently, except maybe ramming into it. I don't know. That's the only thing that the ship seems like it's able to do at this time. You feel free to make a decision that you would like to make. You watch as this ship flies. After it shoots, it kind of turns and flies around flies around behind another landmass, kind of obscuring your view of it. Looks like they have a particular strategy in mind, and they have the speed to aid it, and they're going to take advantage of it. So I'll take. You see the ship kind of fly away as your ship is rocked by this cannonball. The lightning comes shooting off of it. What would you like to do?
All right. Well, I would just like to get out. Just try to position myself somewhere on the deck, I guess, where I could have like a firm position where I could like see out and be able to like, because I think the only thing I can do is just try to throw daggers at it, I guess.
Sure, you get out onto the deck. All right.
Yes, I'll get out on the deck. Position
you're holding an action in case it gets within range?
Yeah, and hold action, and it has to get.
Sure. You see. Oh yes, Ohm was going to take a shot too. I forgot about that. Okay. So Ohm releases his. My mouse is broken, so it's really hard to double click. Ohm releases his musket attack against the. I think Ohm's smart enough to try and target the captain as well. When they got into range, it just seems like a good idea. Let's off a shot. 15 is going to hit. And yeah, you can hear kind of like as the musket fire explodes off of it, goes streaking out, and crashes into what appears to be the pirate captain. It's going to do a little bit of damage there, but every little bit counts. That will be the end of Ohm's turn. Kestis, you saw the ship kind of duck behind what looks like this massive landmass. You can't really see anything. What would you like to do?
How far away is it?
It appears to be it ducked behind a landmass that is about 35 feet away from you, and that's the most that you could probably tell.
So it's not. We're not currently within line of sight. Is what you're telling me?
No, you can't see it. Yeah.
Well, in looking at the wording of a spell by the name of Moonbeam, it just has to be on a place within range, a point within range.
Right. Yeah.
I don't have Foundry open, so I can't select
You don't
a
need to.
particular square, or not square, but I think I would. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just say I would I would want to have. I basically would want to put Moonbeam out. Or actually, you know what? I want to hold Moonbeam until I get a glimpse of the boat, the other ship. I'm gonna hold Moonbeam, and I want the trigger to be basically as soon as I can get line of sight on the one person at the helm.
Okay.
And then I guess I don't know if this would be considered a bonus action, but would I be able to like make a perception check or investigation or history or something like that on what I might know from the figurehead? Or would it?
Yeah,
Or
you
if
could make
it might look familiar to me at all?
What? What?
If it might look familiar to me, or I might know anything about it.
From what you can tell, it looks like a carving of a dragon head, right? Like a kind of ornamental in that case, and it appears to be fixed around this cannon that they fire. It's a stone dragon. Looks like it has some sapphire eyes into it. Doesn't seem to be of much import.
Okay. Well, yeah. I
Looks
guess
like maybe they thought it looked cool.
Yeah, I guess with that in mind, yeah, I think that'll probably be all that I can do. Unless I can draw my shield as a bonus action, but I don't know if I can do that if I'm prepping a spell.
You can just pull it out as an object interaction. That'll be free. So.
Cool. Then I'll do that, and then
Pull it
I'll hold Moonbeam, and that'll be my turn.
Good stuff. Shield up and Moonbeam kind of being held until you can see it to drop it down onto the ship.
Yes, sir.
And now will you be targeting, like, will you be trying to like target people that's on the ship?
The
or will you be
person
trying to hit the ship?
I would like to specifically be trying to target the person that is steering the ship.
Okay. Good stuff. That'll be the end of that. Ingval, we're on you.
Okay, first thing I want to ask is the ship's actions. It has ram, which is supposed to fix the ship. So the ship being this to be able to tell the
To be able to ram it, you can see that the front of the ship looks like it can be used to ram things, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, the reaction that I would shout out there. The ship has capabilities of ramming. You can slam into them once you see them. That can quite a bit of damage considering how rickety their ship looks. So I would take that in consideration in this glare. But his action is going to shatter. He can hold shatter.
Okay.
So until you can see them in range, it needs to be a 10-foot radius, which will place it. Now the ship itself, I know you said the dragons and stones, the ship itself.
Yeah, it appears to be mostly wood, massive holes and real fucked up.
So yeah, I'll hold that action.
Beautiful stuff. Anything bonus actions, anything else that you're doing with?
No, and Cuvier is just
Back up at the top with Claire. You don't see anything. You saw them duck behind the massive landmast. You hear the advice from Ing, right? Like, try to get in position, try to ram them. What would you like to do with your 45 feet of movement of the ship? Again, you can dump a spell to double that if you wanted to. You can see with the land masses, the way they're kind of configured here, you can see like an easier way to travel to get to where they were. It looks like maybe you might be discovering that, and then a much harder way to get to where they were, just to where they have gone in the direction that they're traveling, almost to like cut them off. What would you like to do? Okay.
Doesn't even answer.
I cannot
Ship
hear
moves,
you.
That's what we're doing.
If you're talking to me, I cannot hear you. But and as you can see, the way how the land masses are set up, there appear to be a bunch of like kind of floating, jagged rocks, and it's going to take a little bit of effort from you to navigate them. Oh shit! I don't know who we lost. To navigate them.
It was Claire.
Drat. That's unfortunate. Well, she can't hear me. Whenever she gets back, I'm gonna need a dex check to navigate the ship. Maybe we'll call it acrobatics. We'll see.
While she's doing that, they are in range. I can cast a spell.
Right. So it depends
if
beautiful. Yes.
Again, the echo.
It crashed, and apparently my headphones were contributing. Still.
Yes.
I'm sorry. It does seem to be a problem here. So,
in order for you to successfully make it to where you have gone, you will have to make a dexterity check. We can call it acrobatics if you want to. But yes, you have to roll that for me.
Alright, would it be me or the ships?
So it'll be you as a spelljammer. You have
fancy special spelljamming abilities and shit.
See if I can access that.
Yep.
It still won't let me select my character token fully.
But you can open up your character sheet.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find out where it is on here.
You can't double click on your token to open your sheet.
Yeah, I just can't see where the. Hold on, let me find where it is. There we go. Got it.
Attributes.
Yeah. There's a lot. Yeah, that was gonna be bad.
That is unfortunate because the approach shows you are unable to kind of navigate it. Now you can just try and plow through if you want to. But that's going to make it difficult terrain. Right? So it's going to be harder to get there, and the ship is going to take some damage. So it's going to be a half speed. Again, you can double spell slot if you want to kind of like double your speed. You'll be able to make it through to the other side. Do you want to do that? Or what do you want to do? You have your options.
I think that's the most important thing, so she's gonna dump another first level.
Okay. You do that. The ship is going to take some damage from these jagged rocks that you have to plow through. Looks like things going on to the rail. Absolutely. Motherfucker. It was 255 minus 38 is 227. All right. So with that, you plow through these jagged rocks, just kind of crashing into the ship. They seem to be held into place. Some of them kind of move off to the side, but some of them just dig into the ship. You can hear it grinding against the wood, crashing. All of you kind of shaking. But you get pushed through, and that would have been how much was that? That's 1, 2. Get here, so that would have been okay. So you have a little bit of movement left. You are within range. You can attempt to ram them if you want to. You have enough movement after getting through difficult terrain to ram them. Do you want to do that?
Yes. Why not? Ing said do it? Sure.
Absolutely. So if you click on the ship token, you should see the weapons up at the top. And you can hit the ram. You can go ahead and do that. Beautiful stuff. Why did it
no holding no C.
The moment that it pops out, those of you who are holding attacks, you can release them, but you feel the ship just aggressively flying forward toward this ship. So Ing, go ahead and what you're releasing. What was it that you were releasing?
Shatter.
Right. So go ahead and cast the shatter. Cat, you can go ahead and roll damage for that ram because you definitely hit. massive.
Nice.
So Ian cast a shatter. Kestis, go ahead and throw your moonbeam.
Con save 14 from whoever's at the helm.
All right.
I was gonna throw a dagger when they got in range as well.
Yes, yes, you
Or my
did. You did
psychic
hold
blade,
that.
that's
Go ahead and do that. Everybody do all of the things that you were holding.
I don't need to target anything in particular, do I?
No, you don't need to target.
Okay, I was just double checking.
So it looks like they all have to make Constitution saving throws.
No, it'll just be the captain. The whole shatter is 10 foot. The whole ship is it's a massive ship.
Well, I didn't know how far apart.
Oh, actually, I did the bonus attack one. Oh well, that's fine.
Yeah. Whoever's close to the captain might have to do that, but it looks like, from what you can see anyway, it's going to be the captain. And that's a con save, you said?
Correct.
Yes.
14. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's a Constitution saving throw, and it's 3d8 thunder damage on failed save.
Right. Yeah. Roll the damage. Get all the information out. That.
The damage,
that
yeah,
we
I
need
didn't
here.
hear it ready. It's like 12.
Oh yeah, that is the damage, right? Okay, sure. Yep. Beautiful. So that is happening here. The psychic blades go out. Who are you attacking, Zaltic?
Oh, just,
Were you holding that attack? Yeah, you were holding this. Wait, you see? Sure.
Yeah,
The first person you
accidentally
see,
clicked the bonus.
you see this.
Re-upper
You see
first.
this bugbear at the front of the ship. It's the first person that you see. So you go ahead and throw it at them, and you hit them for the 7 points of damage. The captain rolls a Constitution save for the shatter, fails miserably. That's going to be 12 points of damage. You'll see the kind of the spell explode, rocking the captain back and forth, fucking it up. Still seems to be standing, but is significantly worse for wear. And then the moonbeam drops. And what's the moonbeam? Tell me some stuff. 14 DC 14 con save. Yep.
Con save 14. I rolled 8 for damage total, so 4 on a save.
So now with moonbeam, is it at the start of their turn? Is it when they enter? Is it on the attack? When do they get hurt?
That, good sir, is a phenomenal question in which I'll give you all that information momentarily.
It looks like a 16 on the con save. So whenever it is, damage.
When a creature enters the spell's area for the first time, or starts its turn there.
Or starts their turn. So I guess the spell showing up will be for the first time. So that is how much damage was it?
8
8?
radiant,
Alright, so 4.
and it's 5-foot cylinder if there's any within range.
Minus 4 damage. You'll see as the beam of moon kind of just as moonlight slams onto the deck of the ship, right around where the wheel of the ship is. You can see the captain kind of getting fucked up, and then Claire. Also, you can see the ship kind of taking some of that damage as well, specifically from the shatter, as it is an object. So it's just going to go ahead and do the full damage, or is it double damage?
Well, if it's hitting
Yeah, it takes the-
reason why I asked about what it's made out of wood.
Yeah.
It says here, creature made of organic materials, just stone, metal. So the wood would have, but that stone would drag it.
No, a non-magical object that isn't being worn or carried also takes the damage if it's in the spell's area. So that's the part that this ship takes the 12 points of damage. The stone dragon is obviously at the front of the ship. The captain's at the back of the ship flying it, so not really. But the wheel, you see, just explodes as the shatter goes off and splinters, right? Just complete. The ship can no longer be flown. Doesn't really matter much because right at this moment, as all of these spells and things are exploding and crash into the ship, you feel the ship lurch forward as Claire drives the ram of it directly into this other ship, damn near cracking it entirely in half, crashing into it, jamming the front of the ship into this ship, and you can feel, Claire, you especially can feel the gravity of your ship able to kind of hold the smaller, just beat up ship in place. And that means new map time. So this is where you all are.
Can we roleplay this a little bit here? Because there was a lot that
Absolutely. A lot of stuff just happened. Please do.
Deserves and stuff. So Inga's like looking around and he sees Kestis starting to cast his spell and he sees this light beam start to go towards the ship and he decides he's like, shut up! He just takes his fist, his gauntlet, his fist, slams it on the deck, and this vibrating electrical bolt just shoots out, hits the ship. You see the wheel explode, it's wood splintering everywhere, and just as he's doing it, though, our whole ship cracks. It's crashing into the other ship.
I don't know what I would add to that. That was, yeah. Excellent job there.
Yeah.
Claire, anything you'd like to add to the massive chaos that has taken place here?
All I'll say is while she's going to ram the other ship, she says, Ing, I hope you're right. Slam.
Absolutely. Crashes into the ship. You can see it kind of is pushed into the underside of this massive rock that is just floating out in the air. You can see trees kind of growing off of it, lots of purple and stuff, crashing into it, and you are now essentially in the boarding process of a ship battle, and I think that is where we will end tonight's session. Woo! And pick up in a couple of weeks with the rest of this circumstance here. Thank you for sticking around for the extra half hour, guys. I just felt like this was the best place to end this session, and I kind of wanted to get there. Depending on what you guys did. If you didn't ram, then probably.
I know. So you could completely blame me for the extra time because I had to go see what was behind the library.
We all added to it. I mean, Ing added 10 minutes of coffee machine, so it's.
There's a lot going on there. That will be the end here. Stars and Wishes, guys. Stars is just being back. Loving it. Really great. All of the roleplay stuff. Claire just kind of babysitting Kestis. Absolutely adorable. Big fan. Loved it very much. Ing bitching out Killith. Makes perfect sense. The whole servant thing. Fucking genius. Loved it very much. Kestis is it's in the face of all of that disrespect, trying to maintain that composure. That was some really fun stuff. The kind of inter-party stuff is always fun to watch you guys do. The technique here, especially for that last bit where the ship kind of disappeared, holding the attacks, planning it out there, kind of responding to the changing and evolving situation without having any experience of having a ship battle. I think all of you guys handled it really fucking well. Loved it very much. Wish I had more time. You know what I'm saying? That's really it for me. Anybody else, please feel free. Do and say what you want.
I think all the roleplay was great from everybody, having a lot of time at the end. I mean, I wasn't expecting to quite go for all this action at the end, but, at the end, and I think it was a great mix of action and, roleplay.
Sure.
Spencer's finally getting into the RP, and now he's sad that he doesn't get to do it.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
I just bugging you.
I know.
Yeah, I guess
right,
for stars and wishes, yeah, I love all the RP. I think the only... No, honestly, I don't even know what I wish would be. I wish that I wasn't in a hotel and that I had the ability to do all my shit properly. And y'all
Absolutely, you handled it well.
y'all weren't calling me out on my decorating choices. Cough, cough, ing.
Hilarious.
It wasn't on stream, so it doesn't count.
You know what? Damn. Can't even argue. The only wish I have is that we were able to see Zoltek play marriage counselor / whatever the fuck that might have turned into. But you know,
Counseling.
Checks.
Maybe the Celtic's next profession. Who knows?
yeah.
At the very least, private investigator.
I guess another just wish of something I know we're gonna find out in the future, but is killing me still is wanting. I think Kestis has a vested interest in knowing where Claire's very strong emotions come from. She clearly has them, but has not alluded to what the hell that may necessarily be involved around, and is certainly going to be checking in with you post waking up and seeing you staring at him. So
Yeah, that was weird. You had mad hours on that space travel ship to do that, though. It seems weird that you guys that you didn't do that.
yeah, we'll chat.
I like it.
I would say the Stars DRP again. It's great.
Always.
The star that Spencer was great. Solo situation is just background. So that was great. And the star that it started out with, we had some interaction at the beginning, and then there was this time where it was Celtic, and we all were just chilling while that was going on. That and then it did a transition into this where everybody's battle. Other star, DM dropped in just the right little hints for the little machine to figure out, how we can do things to do it. Since
You cannot trust that sheet at all. So.
yeah, but you said the word ram, and there was a weapon on there.
I did.
That said ram. So that was
Very much. That did happen.
So it was out there. 1 + 1.
Right.
So that was all great. And also thank you. Playing things, learning new things, and other than weird because he's hearing the grasp on everything that he's doing.
Yeah, that's very good stuff. I'm excited to see what more comes of that. Wishes.
Wishes. We're like, oh, boarding. Okay, we're done.
How about those back-to-back natural ones? Those
Followed by 2 nat 20s.
Talks about burgers. Rolling. Can't roll anywhere in the middle, and it's the 4 extremes. Literally.
Beautiful stuff. Claire, Kat, haven't heard from you yet.
Yep. So, Stars, that last battle was real cool.
Thank you.
Haven't really had to think like that because I am playing the druid. So my whole thing of actually having to go into positions and ramming.
It's different.
I'm not. Yeah, druids aren't one of the ones to run face first into things. Like she's the only one, her and Kestis, who can really go for the ship. So decided to go for that effort. Which
Absolutely.
I would say.
Ing could too.
Yeah, true.
A little bit.
Wish would be to have a little bit more time for Claire to talk to Castus. She will not be the
Yes.
one to initiate, though.
Okay. Yeah.
Just at
Wish is
she's just sitting
Austin, hurry up and interrogate me, please. Now, do it.
Or just like some sort of scenario where it's forced for her to just talk.
Yeah.
I'm not
absolutely.
trying to
Should be
meta,
forced
but
into it.
Austin, do some shit.
So for now, she's gonna be really, really creepy. And I don't think she realizes that she's being really, really creepy.
Yeah, because the staring and watching some. So even for Elf, okay, meta talk now. Even for Elf, like you only need the 4 hours long rest, and that's like meditating. It's not really necessary to be asleep. So like sitting there and
She was just
staring
there.
at him for the entire time
Yep.
is fucking nuts. And
Yep.
that would have been the only thing that my character would have talked about when I woke up. So I don't know what the hell is going. Kestis is way cooler than any of my characters though. So
I tried and then shit happened immediately. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's really it. Just
But
things keep
Kestis
happening.
Didn't realize that there was staring at him until he woke up. So he didn't really
Right.
know that she was staring at him.
yeah, but when you wake up and somebody's just sitting there staring at you, that's
while the entire
at
room is
least the
covered
last
in
2 or
marigolds.
3 minutes.
The entire room is
the
marigolds.
Right. He's like waking up and you staring is disturbing enough. Once I find out it was for 4 hours, 8 hours, that's what it's gonna be.
Right.
Way more than 8 hours.
Yeah, realistically, would have been more like 14 hours. So.
Yeah.
Right. Hilarious. I'm excited to see where that goes. I like it. I like it very much. So the RP time at the beginning, do you think that it should have been like cut down a little bit, or is it fine and then whatever it is, everybody feels good about it? Because I like the RP and I like when people get to interact and stuff with each other. Zaltic still hasn't told you about any of the fancy shit that he had gotten in that scientific lab there. I think Ohm is the only one who knows that he got anything because he was in there with him.
Claire
Ohm's never here, so
Claire was
Yeah.
I think Claire. Were you in the room with them when they were snatching stuff up? I thought you were like
Because
outside.
I also took
You
some
did.
back.
That is, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Just me and
Yeah, so
Cass
Claire
is
could
there.
also snitch on Zaltic. Somebody needs to snitch on Zaltic. He doesn't even. Spencer does. He's like, oh, he doesn't even think about his inventory and shit. He doesn't look at his character sheet at all. He doesn't know what his character can do. Like so he's
a year
never.
from now.
Somebody
After
else.
we're in all these travels, he goes, "Oh hey, yeah, guys, some shit out of his fucking back." And then we could say that could have came in handy about 30 times over the last year. Thank you.
You know, you just like barge into my like quarters on the ship, and you're just
Right.
gonna see a giant pile of stuff, and you're gonna be like, "You
Yeah.
had all of that?"
Right, just laying in a pile of treasures like a fucking dragon.
Ing won't be the one to notice it because he's oblivious to unless there's something right in front of him. He'll get that line out
Always. All right. Lovely session, guys. Can't wait to do it again. Look forward to doing it again.
Hell yeah.
I don't know. That's it. I'm done.
All right, so we're gonna close this out. Friday we'll be going to track, which is starting to wind down. We're almost done with it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we've been to Rise of Team. I'll be announcing some changes and players and those. And the time remaining. Hopefully next Tuesday we'll actually pick up again. It's on as well. So we can get that one
Word up.
Tuesdays have seemed to be cursed for the last month. It's just been difficult.
It's rough.
So yeah, and that's where we're in the stream. So thank you guys again. Until next time.